What we do here is go back. What we do here is go back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yes, it has been a while. It's been a while since I've done one of these episodes of Tune In Live, but yes, I am live right now. And I'm also happy to announce I'm also live on Rumble once again. Yeah, I don't know what happened before when it came to streaming on Rumble, but now we're live on 4 different sources: YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and now once again we are live on Rumble. If you're watching us on any of the platforms, links are down below for each channel if you guys want to subscribe. Boy, not only is it Happy Friday, it's Happy Pie Day. Yes, it is Pie Day. And pi means 314. You know, anybody knows that 314 is the equation for pi in mathematics, algebra, arithmetic, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's amazing that a lot of these days in the year we give weird names and phrases for. You know, it's a little bit of celebration. You know, that's like in May. Okay, May, we have Free Comic Book Day. You know, Free Comic Book Day is always the first Saturday of the month of May. And then depending on if May 4th falls on Comic Book Day, which is like a double, because May 4th is a Star Wars thing, and you know, I don't know who granted it Star Wars Day, but May 4th is May the 4th be with you. Star Wars reference, and then I think it's like May 5th or May 6th is like Revenge of the 5th or Revenge of the 6th. You know, we give names to different different days of the year. You know, it's weird that we do that, but I mean, hey, I guess we somebody got bored somewhere. I mean, hell, we got what, Juneteenth in June. What is that? June 19th, I think, has something to do with the civil rights movement or whatever. Which, you know, is I would celebrate it. You know, like, you know, it's not like the month of June's got a whole month for, you know, LGBT and the gay community. You know, but then again, you know, gay people, just like black people, just like Jewish people or whoever, you know, whatever your race, creed, culture, background, whatever, you know, you should be celebrated at least every day. You know, you should be acknowledged and celebrated every day. You know, there should be no segregation of it. There should be no separation or special, you know, any, just like a lot of these Democrats that try to say, oh, whites have privilege. White people have privilege. Like, these are white people. These are white people telling us, their own race, their own skin color, that we have privilege, that we are we have much more than our black counterparts, our Asian counterparts, our Hispanic counterparts. You know, it's fucking weird. It truly is. You know, people, you know, they find a way to segregate everybody in a sense. But I believe, you know, everybody comes together at full circle. You know, no matter who you are or where you are. But yeah, happy Pi Day, 3/14. And pretty soon coming up is St. Patrick's Day. I think it's on the 17th or something like that. But then there's also, let's see, did we already pass it? Let's see here. The Ides of March. March is on the 15th, so tomorrow is the Ides of March. If I'm not mistaken here. Let's see, the Ides of March. I want to make sure that my dates are... Yep, March 15th. So yeah, today we celebrate Pi Day. Tomorrow is the Ides of March. Now, for you kiddies, and you know, who for those of you who probably never learned it in school, or maybe if you're listening to this and you're in school and you haven't learned about it, this all has to do with Julius Caesar and the Romans. You know, that, you know, they tell you beware the Ides of March. You know, it was about the whole conspiracy leading up to the assassination of Julius Caesar. Yes, maybe I can say the guy on the fucking Little Caesar's pizza box. You know, yes, Julius Caesar. He never inspired pizza, but, you know, they got the icon and the name, you know, Caesar. Little Caesars. But yeah, tomorrow is the Ides of March, you know, which is the day. Yeah, so I'm reading here from the Britannica, even though Britannica is like Wikipedia, basically nowadays. Oh, you know, because, you know how liberal media is when it comes to adding and subtracting shit from history, you know, for today's agenda, but fuck that. So you probably heard of the Ides of March. However, because it is the day Roman statesman Julius Caesar was assassinated. The immortal words "Beware, the Ides of March" are uttered in William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar to the leader by a fortune teller. Other bad things have happened on March 15th, of course, but there's probably no reason to beware March's Ides more than the Ides of any other month. Let me tell you something. I think just about any day of the week, no matter what it is, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, it's going to be a bad day regardless. There's going to be a bad day some fucking where. I feel like the last few days of my life, there's just been some kind of friction in my life to where I think God hates me. I really do. It's just something about it where whether I'm driving on the road and I come across a ton of fucking idiots that I got to deal with on a daily basis, or maybe it's just the littlest things of like, okay, maybe I'm trying to pick something up and I know I'm aiming at it, I know I'm touching it, I know I'm hitting it, but nothing happens, or maybe something falls over or whatever. It's always something. Just like, okay, last weekend I was going to stream, but I think I explained that in a game stream that I did this week. You know, I was just too busy with a lot of things last weekend, and I had a bit going on. Just like, okay, last Saturday, I was putting together a couple things in the backyard. I was putting together, it was a little hut, a little tent hut put up in the yard, and then I put together a patio swing. And even though it wasn't too cold outside, but just the wind blowing was bad enough. So I have the wind blowing, it's blowing everything all over the place. The fucking cold air's getting to me. My hands are fucking chapped. My lips were chapped. I was outside for 5 hours doing all that shit. Yeah. What's going on, Hoyt? Yeah, I figured, you know, since I'm up and at 'em, well, I got off work early and it's, you know, my usual 2 days off. I figure, you know, what the hell, I'll go ahead and start the show early just in case I got something coming up later on, you know? But yeah, it's always good to have a morning show too. But yeah, ever since that day, last Saturday, I've been damning God. I've been damning him. That's probably one thing nobody should ever do, is take the chance and damn God for anything. Because I've had so much going on, you know? And it's been like, man, I just need to fucking stop, you know? Like, I know it's either God or Satan or somebody who's fucking doing something to me at this point, you know? It's like fucking bad shit. But then, speaking of bad shit, okay? So I got this to tell you all. So last night, my travels to work. Yesterday, I wasn't really doing much. I wasn't really doing anything yesterday. And I didn't get a chance to have anything to eat for dinner or whatever. You know, I was tied up with some other things and all. It happens. And I didn't really get a chance to have anything to eat. So I figured, okay, I'll go grab me something to eat, right? And where I work at, there's a few little places that I can visit to get something to eat. You know, you got a Rural Farms. Now, granted, there's not, just about every state doesn't have a Rural Farms. Everybody has a 7-Eleven, but not every state has a Rural Farms. I think it's a East Coast thing, Maryland, PA, or some place in PA, Virginia maybe, and then other places like Maryland or some states, you know, in the upper eastern seaboard, you got Sheets. Some have Wawas. We got Wawas down here, and I think Maryland just got its first few Sheets within the last couple months. So last night I go to Rural Farms, and I was hankering for their potato wedges. I love their potato wedge fries. You know, especially when they're nice and hot, they're soft and they melt in your mouth. And I usually get a box of potato wedges with the nacho cheese, right? And then, of course, I got a drink and a couple snacks for a little bit later in the shift, you know? And I go to pay for it, and the guy behind the register, you know, God forbid, you know, he was all right, you know. He wasn't really giving me any problems. So I rang my card up, and it kept telling him on his end that it was declined, and it kept giving an error code. So I tried it again. Same thing. Then I tried a third time. This time I tried one single item, and it declined again. And I didn't have my phone on me. My phone was in the car, so I had to go out to the car, and I grabbed my phone, and I checked my bank account. I was like, okay, I have money in my bank account, and there was no pending transactions for Rural Farms. So I went back in, I showed him, you know, and we tried it again. This time it declined. But then I was like, you know what? This happened to me before. Same location. About a month I won't say about a month and a half ago, where I went in there and I used my card and it declined it, saying that there was fraudulent cases or fraudulent payment on my account or something. They're basically saying the card was stolen or basically being used in a fraudulent way. So at that point, mind you, this is like a month and a half ago when I left that place, and I called my bank. And they said, oh, this was found, you know, this charge was made, this charge was made. And I was like, yeah, that's me. Unlock my card. okay, so we put it on lock and give it about 10-15 minutes. Oh, okay. I eventually had to change that card anyway. So, fast forward back to now. And I'm looking at the teller. And I said, well, I'll come back later. I gotta get back, I gotta get over to work, I gotta clock in and everything, and I'll probably come back and see what's up. So, I work literally right next door to Royal Farms. I literally work right next door. So, I got in the car, went over to my job site, clocked in, and I called my bank. And luckily, with my bank, they have a 24-hour customer care service. And I called them up. And I said, hey, is there a lock on my card or on my account? Because right now, and I didn't tell her this, at this point, I'm fucking like pissed. I'm pissed if my bank did this shit again, because they're known for doing shit like that. So I gave her my account number, gave her the last 4 digits on my debit card. She said, oh, you got a pending charge of this from da-da-da. I was like, yeah, I made that earlier. That's one of mine. Okay. Well, I don't see any restrictions or lockouts or anything on your card or your account. And I explained to her what happened. She said, oh, yeah, there's no other pending charges. I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. I'm just glad that I don't have to worry about getting another card or anything. So, after I was tucked in, I got off the phone and clocked into work. Now, mind you, where I work at, I work by myself. I have nobody else with me. I keep watch of the site that I'm at, basically. I make sure everything's going good there. And I have nobody else I work with. I'm just solo. So, I drive back over to Royal Farms. And I got in there, and the guy recognized me right off the bat. And he was like, you know what? It is on our end. And I was like, yeah, I figured, because I contacted my bank and they told me my shit's not locked out or anything, so I know it ain't my card. So he was on the phone with his manager trying to reboot their system there. Meanwhile, he's got a line full of people that are also using credit cards. And I'm sitting there, I'm patient, I even looked at some of the other customers. I'm like, anybody paying cash, you can go ahead of me. So he's trying to reset the damn credit card machine. He's running some stuff on the computer. He's got his boss on the phone through, video cam. And then after the whole thing reboots, he came over, he unplugged some stuff, he held buttons down, this and that, all that shit. And after all of that, and he tried to ring me up again, and it still declined it. And I was like, that's all right, man. I'll probably come back later when everything's good and gone. So stuff like that, you're gonna lose customers, sir. You're gonna lose your customers, especially somebody who doesn't understand it. But coming from, with something like that, I don't blame the guy. I really don't, because I cashiered early in my life after high school. A couple of my first jobs were cashiering jobs, so I know what it's like when the credit card system goes down. It's a bitch. And my first job, when I did that, and the credit card system went down, we had this old thing, and some of you guys probably don't remember this, or probably never seen one or heard of it. I had to use what's called a knuckle buster. Now, what those things are, it's a big metallic plate with a slider. You put your credit card on it. Now, back in the day, and some credit cards still have this, where they got the numbers that are grooved into the card, the bumpy numbers and shit. And back in the day, it was one way of, if credit card systems went down, this is what a lot of people do. They would put the card on the plate, then they would get a couple pieces of this form, and it's carbon copy. And are you temporary for tweeting because you called a government? Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to notice that. Yeah, it was like a 6-day ban, so I probably got like 3 days left on it. It's all good. Yeah, because I'll get into that in a little bit there, Hoyt. But yeah, I'm in I'm in Twitter jail for a little bit. But it's all good. But yeah, so you would put this form. It was carbon copy. It was 2 sheets, and you lay it on top of the credit card, and then you would grab the slider and you would run it over like, and it would carbon copy the numbers on both forms, and then you would have to write down like their phone number and something else, and then write down the payment, and then you take a copy and put it in with your closeout at the end of your shift, and then they get another copy, that kind of thing. So I get where the guy's getting from. It was frustrating him. He couldn't close out of the register because this shit was happening. So I'm not mad at him. These things happen. So I leave out from Rural Farms. Now, on the other end of the street, on the other side of where I work at, on the corner, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. That's 24-hour drive-through. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go to Dunkin'. I'll get me a latte and a couple sandwiches, which is what I did. Lo and behold, I get to the drive-through teller, and a woman's like, oh, just to give you a heads up, we're taking cash only. The credit card machine is down. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm only using card. So I ended up pulling up anyway. And they said, yeah, credit card system's down and all. And I was like, okay, so I have the app. I have the Dunkin' app. I had an idea. I was like, if I place an order on the Dunkin' app, would that go through? Yeah, you could do that. I said, okay, I'll go ahead and do that then. So I pulled off to the side, placed my order on the Dunkin' app, went back, paid for it, went back through the line and picked it up. And I even told the girl at the drive-thru, I said, it must be in this area. You're not the only ones having issues with credit card systems. Rural Farms is having issues too. So I'm like, man, something must have been going on in fucking Dundalk and Baltimore last night, with credit card systems and shit. But let me tell you, like, I'm trying to get back to work, and I've already spent almost a half hour away from my job site, even though I'm right there up the street. And I'm just I'm trying to grab me something to eat, trying to give me something to eat. And I always go to Dunkin', though, because I love getting their lattes. Let me tell you guys something. If you're into drinking coffee or drinking lattes, I drink both. I've become addicted to it since October, November. I started drinking coffee and shit. But let me tell you something. If you want to try a latte, go to Dunkin'. I mean, Starbucks do have them, of course, but I think Starbucks is a little pricey for me. It's like bougie kind of coffee right there. But I would get, and I've been hooked on it for the past 2-3 weeks now. I get the caramel crazed iced signature specialty latte. It's the caramel crazed latte. They put the whipped cream on top with little cinnamon sprinkles and shit like that, and it's iced. Man, I'll tell you, that shit's good. I'm hooked on those signature lattes. I really love them. They're really good. So if you've never had a latte, anybody, try one. It's really good. I love it. But yeah, what was I was actually getting somewhere with that point too. Oh yeah. So one other thing, especially speaking of coffee, so I've been seeing these advertisements on Facebook and such, and I don't know if any of you guys who's listening get on Facebook, social media, or anything, and you see advertisements for Rise mushroom coffee. Now, I haven't tried out Rise, but I've mentioned it to Mel a couple times that I thought about trying out mushroom coffee. Now, they say mushroom coffee, it has different mushroom ingredients and stuff in it. It's all grounded up, of course, but it's supposed to cleanse your body in a special way. It's supposed to, cleanse your digestive system, clean it up, help things pass through your system, give you a boost of energy and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good things that come out of drinking mushroom coffee. And she happened to get me a cup of it the other day from up the road. And they put some special little creamer or something in it to give it flavoring, a little bit of flavoring. But I tell you, they did a really good job of flavoring it up because it was really good. And I'm like, you know what? If they can specialize this, like make it like this, I'll take it every day, you know? So I tried out some mushroom coffee, and it's good. You know, it did give me a little bit of energy, and it actually did open me up a lot more, you know, my digestive system. Because I think I said the other day I was having issues for the last 2 weeks, you know, with like gallbladder pains and stuff. So that helped me. So I've been opening up a lot more. And then, of course, health-wise, because you got to watch out for your health now. I got me a dietary supplement. And I've been reading up on this stuff too, guys. I know it's usually a kind of weird for me to sidetrack from usually what, you know, I talk about on the show. But Tuned In Live is not just about politics; it's about everything else, you know. So get you guys hooked on it. So I started taking this dietary supplement, and I've been reading up on a lot of different supplements that help your digestive system, that help cleanse your body, and it's healthy for you. So I've been taking berberine. Yeah, berberine. 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 And I got capsules. I think I paid $10 for it. It's like 60 capsules, and you take 2 a day. So this is certain research publications indicate that berberine may help support the following. Supports healthy... fucking sticker. I tore a sticker off of here. And some of the residue of the sticker is on there. Give me a second here. Okay, so it supports healthy cardiac and gastrointestinal function and supports healthy immune system. So it's definitely something good for, you know, your immune system, your cardiacs, and of course, you know, like you said, gastro, which is, you know, your intestines, your colon, you know, your whole digestive system. So I've been taking those, so that's definitely been helping out. So what also it provides, berberine, it provides acid bile, or bile acid, I think it's called. It's however the words are, you know, put together. So your gallbladder and your liver produce, well, at least your gallbladder produces bile acid, which is used to help break down fats in your stools. You know, breaks down the fatty shit, and it helps your system digest it a little bit more better, and helps you pass it. So when you start having gallbladder issues, and you get a stone caught in your gallbladder in one of your ducts or whatever, so what happens is your gallbladder, it's trying to produce or trying to pass that bile acid, and it can't because you got a blockage there. And that's usually when your gallbladder starts hurting real bad. You just get that pain and shit. So they say like one of the symptoms for, you know, gallbladder issues is you'll be passing fatty stools, or your stools will be, you know, floating in the toilet, you know? And fatty, which is, you know, when your gallbladder and your liver can't break down that fat, and it's like it can't be stored, so it's got to go one of two places. It either gets stored in your intestines and then, you know, just becomes part of you, you know, or you just pass it out, you know, regularly. So yeah, it's amazing that when you start experiencing something, especially at my age, I'm 39 fucking years old, and I was talking to my uncle about shit like this. He's 41. We're only two years apart from each other, and when you start experiencing certain things like this, like I was reading up on a lot with my gallbladder and liver and all, and let me tell you, like you learn so much about your body. Like you could sit there and be like, oh shit, I got a really bad pain, and then you go to your doctor and they're like, well, it's this, it's that, you know. But I'm like, and I know there's a lot of people out there that will try to self-diagnose themselves on the internet and all, but for me, like, I try to do a lot of research before I actually do something. Wow, you guys grew up together. Damn, I was gonna say, how far behind are you? Or are you talking about my uncle? Yeah, okay, yeah. I was sitting there having a brain fart. I'm trying to get. Yeah, we grew up together. Yeah, my uncle, my mom's brother. We grew up together. He still lives in Berkeley County, West Virginia, which is, you know, it's past Frederick and all. It's only like an hour and a half away from me, and we still, you know, we talk to this day. You know, we were, dude, I could tell you fucking memories of, you know, my uncle and I growing up. Like, we grew up on the same movies, the same music, video games, all kind of shit. You know, I owe a lot to my uncle. Like, he was like a big inspiration in my life. You know, I was lucky to have him in my life. You know, he's like my best friend. I'm glad he's part of my family. You know, he is my uncle. But yeah, we did grow up. We did a lot together. So yeah, we share shit. We share a lot of stories and stuff together. Let me tell you, like, I looked at him one day and I said, you know, I just feel kind of glad, and I know it's, you know, Mel looks at us in a weird way, but she laughs about it. It's like, yeah, we sit here, we're at that age now where we talk about each other's fucking bowel movement, size, color, frequency. You know, that was a quote taken from Liar Liar, you know, with Jim Carrey. And I just like using that quote. Yeah, mine's like 31 years older than me. I had a couple of uncles that are like 20, 30 years older than I am, I know. But it's cool to have somebody, you know, somebody related to me, you know, family-wise. That's not my brother. That's like around the same age, you know, especially into a lot of the same shit that I am into, you know. But yeah, it's cool. Like, we'll sit there and we'll share. Like, he'll text me. I guarantee he probably messages me on Facebook and be like, "Yeah, I just took a big fucking shit." Like yesterday. Oh my god. So if I go back on his texts to me and I'm like, oh, I hope he ain't listening. He sent me a text yesterday in the evening time around 6 o'clock. He's like, "I just got a fart in the shower and it smelled like a sewer." So that's like the fucking conversations that him and I have. You know, like, we're at that age where we just sit there and talk about each other's shits. It's like, oh man, I took a shit that's the fuck. Well, let's see. What did I say? Oh, I opened up Monday morning because I took a healthy shit after I got home from work. I was like, oh man, my colon feels good now. He's like, "You get fucked by a ghost?" I said, "Probably." He said, "Well, you said you have a clean asshole now." So yeah, that's always a fun thing to sit there and be like, you know, you can share that kind of stuff with, you know, family member or friend. You know, it's like, "Oh, I'm old, and yeah, this is life." You know, it's like two grumpy old men sitting there on the porch, like, "What'd you do today?" I got up, took a shit." "What'd you do?" "Oh, I beat you to it. I took a piss." It almost sounds like those fucking jokes about the old people, you know, who where it's like one old person looked to the other and said this and said that, and the other one did the same thing, but it was a different outcome, you know. But, oh man, but yeah, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you guys, pay attention to your bodies, and if you can, I would say, like, research the hell out of, like, each organ. Like, you know, the appendix is usually a little sac that stores like little toxins and shit in your digestive system, but in all reality, even though the appendix does serve some meaning to your body, it's just there to be there. Some people live, you know, to be a ripe old age and die with their appendix, and other people, like, you know, if it gets too blocked up, they gotta have it surgically removed and shit. Yeah, the appendix it's just a little thing it's just there, you know. You don't even really fucking need it. So when it, like, I guess when it gets full of toxins and is ready to burst, get rid of it and you're good to go. Just like your gallbladder, you know. People say, like, if something happens to your gallbladder really bad, then have it removed. People have had their gallbladders removed, you know. They live long, healthy lives and all, but there's other health issues that can arise to people with, you know, who have had their gallbladder removed. But, you know, it's something where you could take medications or change your diet, stuff like that. But that's all I've been doing for like the last, you know, 2 weeks ago, is like learning up on the gallbladder, the liver, digestive system, and then learning about all these dietary supplements and stuff that actually help your digestive system move along, you know. So it's like, yeah, the gallbladder, it's like, it's a very important function of your body, but then it's like, if it has to be removed, then you got to remove it, or else, you know, if it blows, you know, if it gets too infected and leaks out or whatever, you know, and it's like, or ruptures, as they say. If it ruptures, and it's like, you're fucked at that point, you know. You're gonna have all these toxins build up in your body, and it's just gonna start shutting you down, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just glad, like, mine has not even gotten to that point. Like, the pain, it comes very seldomly, but it's very, very mild. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like down at a 1 right now. And it just randomly comes. And when it comes, it only lasts for maybe about a few minutes and all, and that's that. So it's definitely going away. You know, that pain is definitely going away. So it's like, I don't have to worry about, maybe I had a stone and it probably just passed through. Who knows? So after I clean my colon out a good bit, you know, clean my digestive tract out a little bit, start taking these pills, and, like, you know, I've been feeling pretty good. You know, I have been feeling pretty good. So it's definitely, you know, like I said, guys, keep an eye on your bodies. Whew. Damn, what a way to start a podcast, ain't it, guys? So, even though there is a lot I could share, a lot to talk about, I don't even know where to start, but I want to start with something. And this is, I swear, I cannot make this shit up, guys. I can't make this shit up. Now, there was another thing that I did share. It was on a Discord. And I gotta try to find it again. I really do. Because, let's see, it was Fox 45, I think it was. And this was the other day. Now, there's 2 articles I'm going to share. And of course, here's one thing. I don't know if you were up early this morning, Hoyt. Apparently, you know, last night, there was a lunar eclipse, right? And you can see it from certain states. You know, Maryland was one of them. You can see the lunar eclipse. And it's supposed to start... It was supposed to start around 2:30 and end around 5 o'clock or something like that, right? Tell me why, and I work in the Dundalk area. Dundalk is South Baltimore. Tell me why fucking Baltimore is covered in cloud. The fucking Baltimore was covered in cloud over fucking night. It was a nice night for me to be able to see the fucking lunar eclipse, but no, there was this big fucking cloud hovering over the goddamn city of Baltimore where I can't fucking see the shit. And then I got friends on Facebook that are sharing the goddamn pictures of the fucking moon, and I'm like, how the fuck are you able to see it? Oh, I live in Myrtle Beach. Oh, it must be nice. I'm fucking working in Baltimore, and this motherfucking cloud is blocking the shit. Like, I can't see anything. So let's see here. I'm still looking for, if not, I got a screenshot of it. I got a screenshot of this shit. Where the fuck is it? There's like so many damn articles that I can cover here, but a lot of them are like fucking local and shit. Oh, look at this. Oh, posted on March 12th, 2 days ago. Average price of regular gas decreases over the past week, AAA says. Let me tell you something about gas prices, you know? Kevin, holy shit. What's up, man? Popping to say hi. Yeah, nothing much, Kev. Started the show a little bit early this morning, covering a few things, this and that. Everything is all good. It's good to see you, man. Well, let me tell you something, though. Here in Maryland, AccuWeather said it was going to happen, but there was no way my parents and I were getting up for it. I don't blame you, man. There's only going to be, what, just to see a red moon? You can see that shit around fall. They call it harvest moon around then. But it's all good. But let me tell you something. Where I live at in Maryland, okay, gas prices, they get as high as $3.60 something, and then they'll start to slowly decrease. They start to slowly decrease. You know, it's like the Democrats in Maryland. Let me tell you, I fucking hate Maryland. I was born here. I grew up here. Well, let me tell you something. This Democratic motherfucker Westmore, oh, he's got a lot of fucking hate coming at him. Like, every motherfucker in this state who voted for him regrets it. They fucking regret that shit. Yeah, it was supposed to be cloudy up here too. Yeah, I imagine so. I guess if you were like south or whatever, then yeah. But yeah, this fucking state governor is a true fucking piece of shit, man. This motherfucker's implementing so many goddamn taxes now. He's even implementing a fucking highway mileage tax. Which means, you know, if you have a vehicle that gets 25 miles to the gallon or higher, you're gonna have to pay a fucking mileage tax. And I'm like, I like to see you motherfuckers try. I like to see you all try to implement a goddamn mileage tax on me. I ain't gonna fucking pay it. And then to my buddy Brandon, who drives a Tesla, he's gonna get fucked too because, yeah, anybody with an electric vehicle is gonna have a surcharge fee of up to $100 fucking dollars. How fucking tyrannical is that? Oh, dude. When it comes to Democrats, they fucking used Maryland the way Newsom uses California. We're literally becoming the next California. Like, all these taxes, like, you got reports. It's all over the news. People are like, we cannot afford to live in Maryland. People are talking about moving out of Maryland and shit. Nobody can fucking afford this shit anymore. It's ridiculous. These Democrats, you know, they put all these goddamn taxes into play, and they claim, okay, so supposedly they had a budget deficit of $3 million. Okay, they had a budget deficit of $3 million. They received $3 million. State of Maryland, all of it's gone. $3 million. All fucking gone. Where the hell did all that money go? They're even asking on the news, where did all this money go? I'll tell you where that money went. Right into their crooked fucking pockets. Right into Westmore's fucking pockets. So now you're going to implement all these extra taxes on the fucking people. They still don't even have a fucking budget set for the goddamn I-695 bridge. The Francis Scott Key Bridge that was fucking, you know, destroyed last year. That you know was all over the news and all. The bridge that I work from, where I work at. I work like 5 to 10 minutes up the road from that bridge. I live 10 minutes from that bridge on the other side. They still only they have like future plans for what they want to do for it. So where'd all this money fucking go? Where did it all go? Right into their pockets. I pay state taxes here, people. I pay state taxes. We got roads that have craters in them. Patapsco Avenue in South Baltimore. I've been driving that road for the last 20 years almost. Just about 20 years I've been driving Patapsco Avenue in Baltimore. Craters all over that fucking road, man. Yep, it was March 26th. Yep, it was almost a year ago. Almost a year ago that bridge went down, I know. Dude, even taking my daughter to school this morning. So, my daughter, she goes between me and my ex, who lives over in, I want to say, southern Baltimore area. You know, she's county, so she's just outside the city, so she lives in the county. There's one road that I go down, and I don't have to take that road, but it's the quickest way to get her to school over there. Man, that fucking road tore my car up, man. All these bumps and humps and holes and shit that I go over. Just all the fucking time, man. And I sit there and I've told Mel, I'm like, what am I fucking paying for? I'm like, I should just fucking opt out of paying state taxes and tell them go fuck themselves. Like, I'm not paying another dime to the state of Maryland. Because all of my money is going right into Westmore's pocket. It's going right into his fucking pocket. Maryland has gotten to be as bad as New York and even California. People pay taxes every goddamn year. And we all wonder, where's all this money going? Yeah. Yeah, I heard you talking about Patapsco Avenue and one of Jeff's latest. Yeah, I have, yeah. I did mention that road. I was like, yeah, full of fucking holes. I've been traveling that son of a bitch for the last 20 years. I'm glad it didn't tear up my fucking rims and axles and all that shit, man. It's treacherous. It really fucking is. I hate traveling down that road, but sometimes I got no choice. Sometimes I ain't got no choice, man. I'm like, all my money, all that state money that gets taken out of my paycheck every 2 weeks. It's like, where's it going? I should get a big thank you from fucking Westmore saying, thank you for your money. It's a damn shame it's not going to repair the roads or anything, which is fucking, I swear to God, man. But let me tell you something. Speaking of stupid shit, let me tell you, this is a story out of Detroit. And any story that comes out of another state or city and it posts on local news, it's like, it's gotta be fucking gold, right? It's gotta be fucking gold. So I got 2 stories for you guys, okay? First one, man accidentally shots himself in his foot. You ain't been to Baltimore since October 2019? Let me tell you something, man. You don't want to come back. You don't want to come back here. I hope you don't, man. Baltimore has been a cesspool since 2012? 2013, somewhere around there, when the Baltimore riots happened over the whole Freddie Gray shit, and the riots happened and all. Baltimore hasn't been the same. Like, I remember back in 2010, 2011, I remember 2 years in a row, in order for them to, even Inner Harbor, oh my God, they shut so many good places down in the Inner Harbor. They shut down, like, what was it, Hard Rock Cafe, they shut that down. Hooters is closed down. Like, the only good thing there is the Science Center and the aquarium. That's about it. Just like they said, oh, we got an open area now where the kids can go swimming in the Inner Harbor. Yeah, let's all go swimming in the water with all the fucking trash bags that they say is that we threw out there, you know, because we had to switch over to paper bags because plastic bags, God forbid, if it got wrapped around a turtle's fucking neck. Jesus Christ. But I think somebody said somebody got sick from being in that water too. But I remember back in 2010, 2011, for 2 years straight, they had a Formula One event set up, and I think it was during the late spring, early summer, where you can get tickets to, you know, they closed off some of the roadways and they set up a track, and they had a Formula One race event 2 years in a row. And I think one of the years they kind of broke even. They were expecting to, you know, make a good revenue out of all that, have a really good turnout, but it wasn't a really good turnout, but they kind of broke even, which is kind of disappointing for them. But they did, you know, it was something neat that they did. But let me tell you something. They tried to turn Baltimore into a big tourist attraction, but ever since the Freddie Gray shit in Baltimore happened, it hasn't been a tourist attraction at all. Like, it's declined in years. The crime rate going up, you know, it's just horrible. You went to Hooters last time I was there. Waitress didn't even stay. It fucking sucks. Yeah, I bet. I don't blame them. Baltimore really has nothing really to offer me anyway. You know, I live 10 minutes away from Baltimore, just right up the road. All I got to do is take Route 2, go north, go through Cherry Hill. Oh my God, Cherry Hill. I don't even want to fucking begin with that. Go through Cherry Hill, and then I'm in the city, you know, Light Street and all that shit. Downtown, you cannot pay me to live in Baltimore City downtown. Let me tell you this one quick thing. Right now, Baltimore, they're talking about keeping an eye on people who park their vehicles in certain areas, certain roadways, you know, like Baltimore's a cesspool. You can't park any fucking where in Baltimore. You cannot park anywhere. And now they're talking about you got 24 hours. If you park on the side of the road somewhere and you live in a building nearby or whatever, and you're not supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to park there and shit, you got 24 hours before they find and tow your car and shit like that. Like, what the fuck is that? You're going to charge people to park now? Like, you want to charge people highway mileage tax, but then now you want to charge people to park, and if not, you know, you're going to tow their fucking car away and shit? Like, Baltimore has gotten to be so fucking terrible. I tell you, it's I want to say it's laughable, but it's very sad. It is very sad that Maryland has gotten to be so incredibly horrible. So, aside from all that, another story like this one you're gonna love. You're gonna love this story. This is glad I live in rural PA. Yeah, I think the only bad thing about PA is Futterman or whatever his fucking name is. You know, Lurch, who runs the state. But other than that, PA's got a lot of nice land up there. I would love to live in the countryside somewhere up in PA. You know, I'm not gonna bat. The only thing I'm gonna bad about PA is the governor, but that's about it. You know, because he's Democrat. You know, he's proven to be a piece of shit from time to time. But you know, what are you gonna do? But I gotta say this, I will give him this. He is not as big of a piece of shit as Westmore is to Maryland. When it comes to those two governors, I'll choose Fetterman over fucking Westmore. Fuck it. So yeah, let's get on with this story here. You're gonna love this one, Hoyt. You're gonna love this one. Man accidentally shot himself in the foot while attempting to kill a cockroach. I cannot make this shit up. This is a story right out of Detroit. A man accidentally shot himself in the foot while trying to kill a cockroach in an unlucky and unfortunate series of events. Police said the victim, a 50-year-old man who uses a wheelchair, was attempting to kill a cockroach with his shoe at first. He was attempting to kill it with his shoe. He took off. I can't make this shit up. This is what's in the article. He took off his shoe and threw it at the bug to kill it. Oh my Christ. I didn't even really fully read this thing, and I'm already just starting, man. He took his shoe off and threw it at the bug to kill it. But a revolver he had hidden in his shoe fell to the ground. Upon making contact with the floor, the gun discharged and the bullet hit the victim in the foot. Why do you have a gun in your shoe? What? According to Frape, police said the man was in stable condition after going to the hospital. Who keeps a gun in their fucking revolver? How does a revolver fit in your fucking I mean, I can understand if it's like ankle-wise, like, you know, because some people will fit small guns on the side of their ankles in their shoe right there. You know, I've seen that in movies and shit. This guy's in a wheelchair. And he's got a gun in his... Oh my God. I think this kid just gave me fucking brain cancer reading this shit. So he basically pulled a cheddar bob on himself. He took the shoe. So what I'm getting at is he took his shoe off. And when he took the shoe off, not realizing the gun was in his boot, it fell out onto the floor, bang, right in his foot. Wow. I gotta applaud somebody out there in Detroit finally did it. They finally did something. Oh shit. Shot himself in the... I hate to say it, but what a oh my god. That's beyond it, man. It's beyond. I expect somebody like Joe Biden to do something like that. But oh my god. If anything, I would have tried to find something. I would have tried to find anything, not just a shoe. Anything to kill a fucking cockroach, you know? I definitely would do the same, but I would just I don't fucking know. So let me tell y'all something. We moved from one retard story to another. Going back to Maryland. Now, if you thought the stuff I was saying about Maryland before was fucking dumb, listen to this. Marylanders accused of witchcraft could be exonerated under a proposed bill. And yes, I read that right. March 10th, a bill was introduced in the state house by Maryland lawmakers that could exonerate individuals accused or convicted of witchcraft before the American Revolution. Yes, I'm reading that right. According to the proposed bill, at least 7 people were accused or indicted of practicing witchcraft in Maryland. At least 2 people were convicted and 1 person was executed for the crime. The bill acknowledges that more than 300 years after the witch trials in the U.S., historians and society agree the accused and convicted individuals were innocent. Community panic, overwhelming fear, and superstitions drove the accusations. The bill further attributes the rise of witch trials to misogyny, as the historical status of women was much different. According to the bill, the court's historical practices would not meet modern standards of due process and proof, making the prosecutions consider miscarriages of justice. Like 300 years ago, who the fuck... Exactly! Who the fuck cares? It happened 300 fucking years ago. Motherfuckers are dead! They're fucking dead! Wow! According to the Maryland Center for History and Culture, Maryland's first witch was a woman named Mary Lee, who was a passenger on the Charity of London, a ship that set sail from England in 1654. Mary Lee was executed on board the ship after rumors spread that she created the storms that caused challenges during the journey. Jesus Christ. 2 sailors first asked the captain to put Lee on trial, but when the trial was delayed, they searched Lee and found a devil's marking. Lee was hanged, and her body was later dumped overboard before the ship landed in St. Mary's City. What will the proposed bill do? The proposed bill would exonerate those accused or convicted of practicing witchcraft and would serve as an apology. Under the bill, those who were indicted or banished will have their family's reputation restored and will no longer have disgrace attached to their name. They would be in good standing in Maryland, the bill reads. The proposed bill also includes an apology from the state of Maryland to the descendants of those who were targeted with witchcraft accusations. It goes on to acknowledge the trauma and shame families of those accused may face. Jesus fucking Christ. That's just as bad as Washington, Oregon, and other states asking for reparations for fucking black people who had nothing to do with the Civil War. But going back to me paying out my state taxes, they're not going toward repairing our roads down here. My state taxes are paying for stupid shit like this. I said this the other day when I read this shit. I swear to God, I was like, my fucking state taxes is paying for stupid shit like this? Like, I cannot believe, like, okay, $3 million fucking dollars, people. $3 million fucking dollars. Gone. My fucking tax money is a fart in the wind. Just so these retarded Democrat pieces of dog shit could pass a bill that would exonerate the names of people who were hanged in the fucking 1600s because they were witches and stuff. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my fucking God, man. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this fucking shit up. The state is in debt. Money gone. A bridge that hasn't even been thought of a fucking dust in the wind, you know, it hasn't even been thought about rebuilt yet. Or being rebuilt yet. Streets with massive fucking potholes. I might as well fucking drive in the goddamn Grand Canyon, man. It's like driving a fucking golf cart in a fucking a goddamn field that's dug up by fucking gophers. My fucking tax money, along with every citizen in this goddamn state. Where did our money go? To fund stupid shit like this. If nobody in Maryland is pissed off about shit like this, man, I swear. It's not only a thing to be pissed off about, it's hilarious. Yes, the fuck it is. But goddamn, man, like, my fucking tax dollars went to some retarded fucking dog shit, man. I cannot believe the stupidity of Maryland, man. Like, we can only hope for one of two things. Either come next year, everybody grows a fucking brain and votes Republican and gets that son of a bitch out, or that motherfucker faces impeachment and is removed by the summer. Because already people are pissed off with, like, him adding on, you know, fucking taxes on top of taxes. Gas prices are going back up. But it's like I say, every time AAA or some moronic study is made where it's like, gas prices have come down significantly. Anytime you see that on social media or you hear about that in the news, don't believe it. Because I guarantee you the very next fucking day, gas goes up. I've always said that, and it always happens right on cue. Anytime some idiot gets a fucking idea in their head that, oh, gas prices have gone down significantly, the very next day they shoot up 20 to 30 cents. And I'll be goddamn if the day after I read that, gas shot up 20 fucking cents. There's even one gas station that is now $3.01 for regular. Just 2 days ago, it was sitting at $2.79, which was the average, $2.79. Anytime gas hits $2.79 and they make the announcement, gas prices are going down, it goes right the fuck back up. Like, I don't know what the fuck the Democrats' plan is. I was like, they are known for pissing people off. They are known for pissing people the fuck off. JFK, Epstein, the KKK, segregation, Lincoln's assassination, most likely Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. It all involves the Democrats. They don't get their way, they're a bunch of crybaby bitches. Just look at what they're doing today to a lot of people. Trump's in office, things are going good. Every goddamn Democrat is crying like a motherfucker. Which is what I'll be talking about here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and go to break, guys. And I'll see you in a bit.
is very dangerous and often angry.
Act casual.
Mercy Medical Airlift just approved a sinus headache medicine for flight crews on duty. Sudafed Sinus. Approved because of the way Sudafed Sinus clears up nasal congestion. Approved because of the way it relieves sinus pressure and headache pain. And most importantly, approved because Sudafed Sinus gives you all this relief with no drowsy side effects. Sudafed Sinus. Strong medicine, no drowsiness. Clears you up without slowing you down.
This moment of Yuletide joy is brought to you by Comedy Central.
It's scary how clear it is. It's only a movie, except on a Sony big screen TV.
Oh, good. Something romantic.
Are those for Santa?
I happen to know that the Jolly One is partial to this chocolate. Besides, he is leaving me a bevy of Yuletide booty.
Oh, you were good.
No, that's what the M&Ms are for.
Oh.
And may all your Christmases be white. Ice cold milk. Help yourself.
In the last 2 seasons, this man achieved what every football coach dreams of.
My team won the Super Bowl twice.
But there's only one way you'll get to the game this year, Jimmy. You gotta crash it. It's Comedy Central's second annual Crash the Super Bowl and Freeload Like a Celebrity sweepstakes. One winner and 5 buddies will help Jimmy get into Joe Robbie Stadium to see the game, freeload at the parties, and experience the Super Bowl without all that pesky pressure to win.
The only way I'm going to the game this year is if you take me.
To enter, write your name, age, address, and daytime telephone number on a postcard and mail it to Comedy Central's Crash and Freeload Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 1438, Ridgely, Maryland 21683, or call the telephone number listed in the current issue of Sports Illustrated.
Enter Comedy Central's Crash the Super Bowl and Freeload Like a Celebrity sweepstakes and get me to the big game.
Alrighty, and we are back within the second hour of the show. I gotta say something. Alright. So, how many of y'all use Instagram? Now, I'm on Instagram, and I usually like going through the reels, the videos, finding stuff that is racy or very dank or whatever, you know, something that is really hilarious in a sense, you know? There is one video in particular. I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm going to play it for y'all. And I want you all to tell me if you've heard it. Because this video is taking the fucking internet by storm right now. And Jesus Christ, I can't get it the fuck out of my head.
Back, front, back. We're gonna speed this up. If you're not comfortable with popping your ass, all I want is your hands. Boom, 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 boom.
This is a workout video.
Get in that shit.
This is a workout video. Woman's dressed in fucking pink spandex and shit, doing a fucking workout video. Online workout video, guys.
Come on, 4.
Twerking.
3. Good. 2. We call it the ribbit walk. You go ribbit, 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 ribbit. Staying low, lifting and dropping that ass. If you have no space, stay in place and lift up those legs. Santa sleigh. You go Santa sleigh, bring the gifts. Santa sleigh, bring the gifts. Santa sleigh, bring the gifts. Santa sleigh, bring the gifts.
God damn. I was fucking doing that to the cat. I'm fucking see the cat. Santa sleigh, bring the gifts. It's a fucking twerking video. It's all sexual in nature, but it's like exercise, sexual in nature. And this woman's just like fucking bending her knees, twerking her ass way back in the air, you know, jumping forward, Santa sleigh, and then her ass is way back up in the air. It's like, ooh, bring the gifts. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's already people that are reacting to this goddamn video, man. I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck, man? It's hitting the internet by storm, son. It really fucking is. I just couldn't fucking believe my eyes. I just really couldn't, man. It is just something else. I swear, like if it ain't articles that I find on the internet, it's stupid shit like that. It's like, oh, this will really get the fucking crowd rolling, right? Yeah. Oh my god. So let me see. There is something that I want to find. Something that I want to see. Okay, so I gotta go to my account here on Facebook. Now, there are some stuff that I do want to share. Now, I done forgot what it was I said before. Oh. All the retarded shit. Holy shit, my boy Cat Turd is trending on Twitter. My boy Cat Turd. Oh, shit. No wonder he's okay, so to anybody who follows on Twitter, I follow this account, Cat Turd. And I love this guy. You know, he really goes at the Democrats and the liberals really hard. So he posted 5 hours ago, I was just swatted again for the 4th time. As I tweeted earlier, I live in the middle of nowhere and know all the cops here because of the past swattings. They knew what it was immediately, and they called me and sent one officer who I had just had a great conversation with. Really nice guy. I have the number they called from, and will turn all the information over to the FBI today. The last 2 swatters are sitting in prison right now. This new one will be joining them soon. Oh yeah, never shutting up, and this doesn't faze me one bit. Damn. So I'm glad everything is safe with you, Cat Turd. I will share this out with him as soon as my Twitter gets reinstated. But man, my man Cat Turd is getting fucking swatted, you know? See, this is what happens. This is what fucking happens when you piss off a Democrat. These fucking libtards. They will find every which way they can to hurt you, no matter what. I thought these were supposed to be peaceful fucking people, remember? I thought these motherfuckers were supposed to be full of love and peace and we're all about you and all, but no. Ever since Trump got in office, you know, rightfully and fairly. And now anybody who's all for restoration of America, liberals will do anything to shut you up, man. I swear to fucking God. It is insane how liberals are. And I do want to talk about... Let's talk about this for a little bit. Okay, so last week was the congressional speech for Donald Trump, where he stood up there for like an hour and a half or whatever, you know, talking about getting America back on track with a lot of different things. So I want to see key points of Trump's congressional speech. I want to talk about this. And now he did say at the beginning of the night, he made it very clear to everybody. What the fuck's going on my fucking computer? I hope this thing ain't taking a shit on me. I might have too much running on the background. I don't fucking know. But I got to tell you guys, okay? So, Trump said at the beginning of the night, no matter what he says or does, even if it's for the good of, it's something that Democrats should be or would be applauding for or standing for or would agree with, he said, nothing I'm going to say tonight is going to make them budge once. And they didn't. So I'm hoping I can get some key points here without having to going through everything. Okay. So what he did that night, he aired grievances and inflates achievements. He placed himself alongside the country's first president, George Washington, when discussing when he said he would flood, where he said where the flood of early achievements of his second term. I did hear him say something about George Washington. Trump warns of Zelensky after days of hammering the Ukrainian leader. So remember when that whole thing went down when Zelensky paid a trip to the White House and they were trying to crush the war in Ukraine with Russia and all, and Zelensky didn't want to budge anywhere, and apparently there was an altercation or argument or something, and Trump had Zelensky thrown out of the White House. That was fucking gold, man. He threw that dictating piece of shit out of the White House. Because Zelensky was like, no, we're not going to have no ceasefire. We're not going to end the war. The war still goes on. Like, fuck you then. Guess what, motherfucker? You ain't getting no funds from us. Trump made that clear, and you know what? The day of that congressional speech, I think it was, he said they finally broke through. He thinks Zelensky was ready for a ceasefire. He was ready for an agreement. And he said he got a letter that day. He said the letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. Right now, they are on a 30-day ceasefire to get things working and rolling in motion. So Trump is working to get this war ended. He is. He did tell people, well before he got in office, that he was going to end this fucking war. Trump blamed the soaring prices of eggs on Biden and not the bird flu. Which is true. It's true. Like right now, all over social media, there's so many outlets that are trying to put out there, bird flu, bird flu, bird flu, bird flu. You know what? For the past week, I haven't heard one fucking thing about the bird flu. It's amazing how the liberal media will try to scare you all into believing something that they want you to think is there. That's their way of controlling you. The media now knows they cannot control you. And when that control is lost and they're just tired of trying, they just give up. And you never hear about it again. So the soaring prices of eggs on Biden, yeah, I believe it. Because under Biden, inflation. It wasn't Trump. Trump wasn't running the fucking country for 4 years. Biden was. That's where the inflation came in. So you can't blame Trump for it. The living presence of Elon Musk. You know, he went on to talk about, everything that Musk is doing with Doge and stuff, and Musk is doing a really, really great job with it, especially with everything that they found. Everything that they found. A list of things they found that, money was being wasted on. Let me see that. Let's see. Doge list of waste spending. And it was a mighty big list. It really was. And I want to see what the full list was. Because Trump was mentioning a lot of it. He was mentioning a lot of it. Trump lists programs that are wasting. Okay. So there's a video. Oh, yeah. Yep. Here we go. But I think nobody can speak it better than my man Donald Trump. I'm going to go ahead and play that clip for y'all.
Of where your money was going before I came along. These are just some of the, just taken at random. Oh, they're a much worse example.
Okay, so the video's not playing that well for me. It's very low. I'm sorry, guys. I'll read it off. There is a list. So the full list of Doge spending cuts. Mind you all, this is when Biden and Harris were sending billions of dollars to the Ukraine to help them out, right? And Zelensky came back after Trump took office. Zelensky came out and said that they only saw a third of that fucking funding. A third to half of that funding. They didn't see the rest of that money. Where'd the rest of that money go? I'm about to tell you. And this is why Elon Musk is important when it comes to Doge. Now, Doge is not something new. Doge is not something new that Elon Musk came up with. Apparently, Doge has been around for so fucking long, even around when Obama was in office. That's interesting, too, because I've seen a video, I think it was a Charlie Kirk video, I think, I saw, where during the Obama era, he left Joe Biden in charge of Doge. Yeah. See, I don't remember that because I never even heard about that until now. But then back then, I never really paid attention to politics that much. I just knew that Obama was a piece of shit. That's all I knew. So, the following departments and agencies. Now, listen closely, guys. And this is where all of our money, all of our tax dollars, you and me, your family, your friends, everybody you know, everybody you work with, all of our federal tax money. This is where it went to. The following departments and agencies have or are experiencing savings cuts in the form of contracts, real estate lease cancellations, and more, according to the official Doge website. And this list includes the Department of Education, which is the top bidder. This is why it's important that Trump cuts this from the bill, the Department of Education. That's why we are trying to cut that down and eliminate that. The U.S. Agency for International Development, which is USAID. Department of Defense, DOD, which is, NSA. National Institutes of Health. Department of Homeland Security, Environmental Protection Agency, Department of Health and Human Resources, General Services Administration, Office of Personnel Management, Department of Agriculture, Department of Commerce, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Department of the Treasury, Department of Labor, Food and Drug Administration, Department of Justice, Social Security Administration, Department of State, Department of Veteran Affairs, Small Business Administration, Department of Transportation, Federal Trade Commission, U.S. Geological Survey, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, Bureau of Indian Affairs, Federal Communications Commission, National Labor Relations Board, Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Energy, National Archives and Records Administration, Railroad Retirement Board. Now that's just a list of that. And that's also where the government agencies that were hit with federal layoffs. Over 200,000 federal workers have been laid off. Here are the government agencies, departments, and bureaus that have experienced or are being targeted by layoffs of Doge. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Department of Agriculture, Department of Education, Department of Energy, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Homeland Security, Department of the Interior, Department of Veteran Affairs, Environmental Protection Agency, General Services Administration, the Internal Revenue Services. That's right, IRS. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too. NASA, Office of Personnel Management, Small Business Administration, and United States Agency. Okay, so now this article is from Newsweek, which is probably not all fucking truthful. Let me see if I can find a video, a more clearer video of Trump saying what it was, because it's a disgusting list of waste. Trump lists programs wasting taxpayers. Trump lists Doge cuts. Trying to say, let's see. Here we go. I just gotta wait for the ad, people. Gotta love ads.
Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens.
Yeah. A lot of that money went to illegal aliens. Remember that shit? Remember when North Carolina and a couple other states were underwater for a couple months? Where FEMA was supposed to supply aid and all, and then they said, oh, well, we ran out of money. We don't have enough money for y'all. Remember when Biden said that, oh, we're going to cut them checks for $750? $750, which they had to pay back. Remember that? And then it turned out, where did that money go? Where did the rest of that fucking money go that was supposed to go to those victims? It went to supplying illegal aliens with housing and care.
$45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Fuck DEI.
Scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is.
Yep.
$8 million to promote LGBTQI+.
Fuck that. Now, I'm not against gay people. I've always said that. I support gay people. But when it comes to the propaganda, when it comes to the organization like that, fuck that. I wouldn't give them a shit.
In the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of.
Wow.
$60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
That is sick. Our money going to... Listen to that again. Listen to that again.
Central America, $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
My tax dollars are going to fund turning mice into transgenders? What the fuck is wrong with Democrats?
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer. He's done very well.
You know what's sickening about that? Like, I was watching that program that night it aired, and the camera panned to this one Democrat, this piece of shit sitting there with this very fucking smug look on his goddamn face. I would have, if I could reach to a fucking TV, if I could have reached to the TV and just punched that motherfucker in his face, man. I swear to God.
$250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change.
And I love how when the camera pans out from them, you got that one Democrat holding up that sign that says false. Yeah, you motherfuckers got called out on your shit.
In Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. We know what we're doing. We use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
You heard it, guys. Hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud by the Democrats. Joe Biden's regime. Hundreds of billions of dollars. Wasted on stupid fucking shit. It's fucking incredible that our tax money went to all of this. And people today, still today, sit there and argue that Trump is a fucking monster. Trump is a piece of shit. Because he's doing this, he's doing that. Trump, along with fucking Elon Musk, just uncovered the truth. That for 4 years, the Biden administration took our fucking money. And they funded all of this fucking shit. Like when it comes to Social Security, okay. So people were crying about Musk going into Social Security, investigating Social Security. And people are like, you have no right invading people's private lives like that. Well, how about people who are 150 to 200 years old that are getting Social Security? You know, it's shit like that is the reason why we have programs like Doge. Now ran by or headed by, I don't know, either or, by Elon Musk. And the Democrats are pissed. They're pissed. Because they uncovered all the fucking fraud. And you know what? That's when Elon Musk came out and said, you know what? We should give back to the people. We should really give back to the people. There have been talks of those Doge checks. $5,000 Doge checks to go to every single taxpayer in this country. There are going to be some hurdles and obstacles. A lot of these crooked fucking judges that need to be rid of and jailed and, you know, in prison for life. So there's going to be some hurdles. You're not going to see a Doge check for a while, but hopefully it'll come. Just like Trump is really high and strong on eliminating income taxes. Which means, you know what? When I work my 2 weeks, the extra $100 and some that goes out to the federal, that's going right back into my pocket. That's an extra $100 to $200 some a paycheck that will go toward more of my bills. Just like for the past 3 years, I've had to pay the IRS, and I still gotta. Well, I still owe, but why do I gotta pay the IRS? Why do I gotta fucking owe? I shouldn't have to owe. But you know what? If this all takes place for the next couple months, whatever he wants to do, if I don't have to pay the IRS, good. Why should I pay out my fucking hard-earned dollars to the fucking IRS to squander it? But they're not going to squander it this time. Oh no, Daddy Trump, he's in office. He's going to make sure none of that shit happens. Him and Elon. There was a lot that happened that night when he gave his congressional speech. There was a lot that happened. Even when he was talking about the tariffs. Now, that's another fucking thing. That's another fucking thing. The tariffs. Trump's got tariffs on Canada, Mexico, all over, right? There's a reason we have tariffs. And now all these countries are like, well, we're going to put tariffs on you all. How do y'all like that? We don't give a fuck. We can make our own shit within the country, within America, made in USA. I think that was the biggest point that Trump was getting at when it came to putting tariffs. We need more things made in the USA. We need more hardworking people in the USA to have good paying jobs that are willing to fucking work. We don't need shit from Canada. We don't need shit from Mexico. We don't need shit from China. Fuck them. Make it in America. That's what you gotta do. We have fucking resources and shit. But none of them really understand how it all works, because they're all pretty much of the Democratic status. They're all brainless. But then there was another thing that happened that night. And it really gets to me. It really does. So that night, Trump, he recognized the family of Lincoln Riley, the families of the other girls that were brutally murdered by illegal aliens. He started the Lincoln Riley Act and a couple other things in their names. And not one single Democrat showed any respect to those who lost their lives to illegal aliens that Joe Biden's team brought into this country illegally. It is sad. Not a single Democrat cares about the name Lincoln Riley or anybody who was murdered, raped, done wrong by illegal aliens, criminals. But there's also one name that stands out. And that is a young man named DJ. A young boy, 13-year-old boy named DJ. Who was a cancer survivor, brain cancer survivor. And Trump went on to talk about him during his speech that night. And he said, this young boy back in 2018, doctors told his family he only had 5-6 months left to live. He had brain cancer. That was 6 years ago. He stands with us tonight. Brave young soul, 13-year-old DJ. Wants to grow up to be a police officer, right? He was even donning a policeman's outfit, too. Trump made his night. I'm going to find that speech. Here. All right. Trump, DJ, Secret Service. I mean, you guys probably already know about it, but I really want to play it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful of what Trump did. Take a listen to this.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service. Thank you, DJ.
You know what's odd about that video, though? And I had a video somewhere I shared where somebody was talking about that. And they were like, I thought the Democrats said the Republicans were all racist. I thought they said Donald Trump was racist. They all stood there. The Republican side. They clapped and cheered for that young boy. But what really pisses anybody else off is not one single Democratic piece of fucking elephant shit even acknowledged him or stood up, applauded, anything for that boy. They didn't show anything for that boy, respectfully. It is fucking disgusting. This young boy who survived and suffered from brain cancer. And yet, not a single motherfucker stood. Not only that, from MSNBC, this is another disgusting thing. Another fucking disgusting thing. Fucking liberals, man. They piss me off. They really do. NBC's Nicole Wallace politicizes young DJ's moment at Trump's speech. Listen to this fucking cunt.
I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ. And I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy.
What a disgusting fucking cunt. What a disgusting fucking cunt. To say that on national fucking TV. Especially about a young boy. A child. And then you got to politicize it and bring it in the whole January 6th. January 6th. Let's hope that he's not one of those that's another January 6th insurrection officer that's going to die or die by suicide. Jesus. What the fuck is wrong? What is wrong with liberal fucktards in the media? CNN, NBC, CBS, CNN, ABC News, whatever, all these fucking worthless media outlets. Like, nobody on the Democratic side can have any sympathy, can show any kind of respect for what Donald Trump did for that child that night. What Donald Trump did for that child was a great honor. That kid was fucking happy. His father was happy. And yes, they are Donald Trump supporters. It is sickening that the Democrats look at this as it's a politicized thing. That's all they see it as. Like, my mind cannot wrap around the fact that the way these Democrats are when it comes to certain issues. The only time these motherfuckers applaud it was when Trump mentioned about all that extra money that went over to the Ukraine, including Elizabeth Warren. And he made it clear. He's like, hey, y'all want another 5 years of this? Just ask Pocahontas right there. He called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. But the bitch still fucking clapped through, smuggly. Democrats just piss me the fuck off, man. It really does. Even Nancy Pelosi was there, too. Yeah, Pelosi. They got a nice, good shot of Pelosi with her shit-eating grin. She was almost in tears when Trump said, hey, we have officially taken men out of women's sports. Men will no longer compete with women in women's sports, which is a good thing. We need to get them out of there. That was a hurtful tear for Nancy Pelosi. Oh my fucking God. Woo, no more men in women's sports. Fuck you all. There's a couple of things here. Oh, y'all know Al Green? Yeah, fucking Democrat. You know, the guy that stood up at the beginning of Trump's congressional speech, who made a few lewd comments toward him, and he ended up getting himself escorted out of the fucking Congress hall. Yeah, that motherfucker. Well, get this. I shared something on Twitter too. Oh, you're back? Yeah, you missed a good bit, man. I was talking about Trump's congressional speech and shit. And that boy DJ that Trump granted, as a member of the Secret Service and shit, and how the Democrats hated that. But then there's this guy here, Al Green, the guy that stood up and was making those comments and all. He was heckling Trump, and then he had security escort him out of the Congress building or out of the Congress hall and shit. So here's a bit of dirt that has come out on the guy, even though it probably doesn't really matter much. One of the sexual harassment cases settled was Lucinda Davis versus Al Green, and was paid in $875,000 in 2008 with our taxpayer money. Yeah, this was one of the sexual harassment cases that was settled. Our taxpayer dollar. Our taxpayer money. In 2008. Paid off a case for this motherfucker in a sexual harassment suit. The same guy that stood up in the Congress Hall and heckled Trump for that little bit of time before he got escorted out. All that fucking dirt is coming out, guys. Ever since Trump did his speech, Democrats are panicking. They're shivering in their boots right now. Because all of their fucking money, we're taking their money. That's right. Elon Musk right now is a modern day Robin Hood. Taken from the rich, give it to the poor. I like that. I like that a lot. We're going to go ahead and go to a commercial break, guys. When I come back, we'll dig up some more dirt. Stay tuned.
And happier. It's even been suggested that people who own dogs lead longer, fuller lives. Now, knowing what dogs do for you, wouldn't it be nice to do the same for them? You can, by feeding your dog Iams every day. It's more nutritious because its quality ingredients are more digestible. Iams dog food, good for life. From the Iams Company.
This moment of Yuletide joy is brought to you by Comedy Central. Comedy Central's Yule Log is brought to you in part by Mixed Nuts, a new film from TriStar Pictures.
The staff at the Lifesavers Crisis Hotline wishes all of our callers, hello Lifesavers, peace on Earth.
Somebody's not in a holiday mood, I guess.
Goodwill toward men.
In all of your calls, has anybody impaled themselves?
No.
Oh.
And joy to the world.
I'm at the end of my rope, and I want to die.
Try clicking the little button. I'm having a problem hearing you. Click it, please. Go ahead.
Mixed Nuts, rated PG-13, at theaters now.
Nice painting. What is it?
Not a very interesting piece. Reminiscent of early Dadaism.
What's Dadaism? If he's so smart, why is he using those other batteries?
With a brain that big, you'd think he'd know Duracell batteries outlast all other brains.
Now, it's...
You're right, Mom. The museum can be fun.
The Copper Top. Tops them all.
Alrighty, and we're back. I had just saw your comment right when I went to commercial there, Hoyt. Yeah. When Al Green stood up during Trump's speech, my dad was like, who the fuck is that? I was saying the same thing, dude. Tell your dad I was saying the same thing. I was like, who the hell is this motherfucker? You know? I'm like, who the hell is this guy? He's like, hold this fucking cane up. Where'd that get you, motherfucker? Right out the goddamn door. I hope that's not in relation to, let's get together. I hope it's not in relation to that Al Green. Okay, I hope it's not that guy. Please tell me it's not that guy. I gotta look up Al Green. American soul singer. Okay. Alright, it's not him. Thank fucking God. Oh, God. I was gonna say, I hope that ain't that motherfucker. God damn. And then you got the politician Al Green. God damn, motherfucker, 77 years old. Yep, Democratic. He's a Democratic piece of shit. Ah, Jesus Christ. He's been Democrat since, god damn, 2004. He's been around since 2004. 21 years. 20 years. And then there's the Lucinda Daniels controversy. 2008, former staffer Lucinda Daniels accused Green of sexual assault. Daniels filed a lawsuit against Green and then withdrew it. Green filed a counter lawsuit alleging Daniels had threatened to sue Green for workplace discrimination if Green did not pay her money. Green subsequently withdrew his suit too. The Hill reported that a spokesperson for Green said that two had a romantic encounter in 2007, but the allegations of sexual harassment were untrue. In 2017, at the time, several other congressmen were facing accusations of sexual misconduct. Green and Daniels released a statement saying that they both regretted having hastily made I don't believe that. I believe it's he's a hippie looking motherfucker. He's a bad haircut, dude. That motherfucker, he looks like goddamn caveman, man. That's a fucking caveman right there. Well, then again, the cavemen in the Geico commercial were a lot better working than that son of a bitch. I'll tell you that. Looking at that motherfucker reminds me I need Geico. 15% or more on car insurance. That's what that motherfucker reminds me of. But I will say, this is one thing that I shared on Twitter. The Democrat cult is a religion of self-hatred that teaches whites to hate their race, men to hate their strengths, women to hate their femininity, and Americans to hate their country. Well, that is the goddamn truth right there. It truly is. God, and there's just so much to go off of. I don't think I can go off of everything, you know? But I will say one thing I can go off of right now. Does anybody know who Chuck Schumer is? The retard Chuck Schumer? Well, he now considers himself a Palestinian. That's right, people who support Palestine against Israel, you know? Yeah. This motherfucker, Chuck Schumer, indicates that the Democrats plan to shut down the government. Yeah. Never seen him before until he said he wanted to impeach Trump like 2 weeks in. Yeah. Yeah. Chuck Schumer first said that he wanted to shut down the government. He wanted to cut everything off possible to the American people because they hate Trump. They hate the bill that Trump and the Republicans or whoever's passing to keep the government going. It's like they just recently passed the bill. They passed the funding or spending bill to keep the government from shutting down. And this happens every year. This happens all the fucking time. You know, there's always a threat of a government shutdown if an agreement is not met on a federal spending bill. They just recently passed one. And now Chuck Schumer's like, oh no, all Democrats, I advise all Democrats to get together and shut the government down. We're not going to let this go. We're not going to let this happen. Like, what? So Republicans want to shut down the government. Insane crisis ends up, end of democracy. When the Democrats want to shut down the government, righteous virtue for saving democracy. Got it. Fucking hypocrites, you know? Yeah, Chuck Schumer, I've known about him for a while, but that old fuck, yeah, he's got to go. He is the one reason why they say term limits. He's the one guy they say term limits. I say it's not about age. Maybe it can be, but I would say it's about your mental stability, which Chuck Schumer don't have, which Mitch McConnell don't have, Nancy Pelosi don't have. Like, I know Mitch McConnell is Republican, but he's one of the worst Republicans to have right now. He's one asshole that needs to fucking go. He really is. Like, when it comes to Republicans, I agree. Get him the fuck out of there. See, me, I'm more conservative, but I lean more with the Republican side because nowadays, the Democrat side, they have nothing to offer at all. To agreements, to anything, to humanity, to anything. Democrats today, they want to tell you that you're the wrong fucking gender. They want to tell you that it's not okay to be white, that you're systematically racist. Yeah, McConnell, he's really a yeah, he is. Motherfucker looks like a goddamn looks like a fucking snapping turtle. He just fucking stands there and freezes like a turtle. He does. So yeah, 2 days ago says Schumer's shutdown is coming. Schumer is going to shut down the government because congressional Democrats were not consulted on the budget continuing resolution. Well, gee, I wonder why. Fucking Democrats, they want us to spend. They want to raise our rates, raise our taxes. They want more money in their pockets. No wonder they were not consulted. Good. I wouldn't consult any of them sons of bitches. Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to see if there's something more recent. See, 22 hours ago, okay, it's time for the Democrats to fish or cut bait. Democrats need to decide if they are going to support this funding legislation or if they're going to shut down the government. And then I think I heard somewhere today, Captain America. Oh, fuck him. No, we're still live, man. What's going on, Captain Planet? What's going on? I'm still going live for a little bit, man. You just woke up? Yeah. Well, I've been live for a couple hours so far myself. I started a little early this morning. But yeah, there's always a good bit that you can go back on and listen up on. But yeah, I'm still going hard, man. Yeah. Democratic Party hasn't been reasonable in years. They haven't. They have not been. Just like, I know a lot of people hated Bush. I was not a Bush person myself, and I know he's Republican. That's like when we went to war. When we went to war with, you want to be here? Oh, yeah, I know. I'm still going strong, man. Right now, we're hitting the Chuck Schumer era right now, because Chuck Schumer, I think he just had an aneurysm in his brain the last couple of days. That Palestinian, he now considers himself Palestinian. Yeah. But yeah, when Bush started that whole war, you know, we were attacked. We were attacked, yes. What do you do as a country when you're attacked by another country or whatever? You got to defend yourselves. If they're going to bring war to us, we're going to bring war to them, you know? And I know there's a lot of people, a lot of hippies out there like, no war, man. Make love, not war. Peace, man. Well, these motherfuckers just attacked New York. They just attacked D.C. Another plane that, you know, it got shot down, well, not really shot down, but it was taken down by a couple, you know, some brave people who overtook the plane, who overtook terrorists, you know? But instead of going for Bin Laden directly, who did Bush go for within a 2-3 year span? They went for Saddam Hussein. That motherfucker had nothing to do with the Taliban. He had nothing to do with it. But yet he was accused of hiding them and hiding their weapons of mass destruction. They found him all right. They found Saddam Hussein. And they left it to his own people to fucking hang his ass. Yeah, did a toy show. Dog shot the owner with a gun. I don't think I think you mentioned something about that, but I don't think you would have to send me a link or something for that. But I did talk about earlier. You missed it. A guy in Detroit who accidentally shot himself in the foot while trying to kill a cockroach. I shit you not. I got the article in Discord. It's a guy. He's a 50-year-old guy in a wheelchair. He saw a cockroach, so he took his shoe off. And he went to throw his shoe at the cockroach to kill it, but forgetting that he had a revolver inside his shoe, and it fell out of his shoe onto the floor. It went off and shot himself in the foot. Yeah, I'm serious, man. And I was reading the article. I was like, I was a loss for fucking words. I really was. I was at a loss for words. And then I was talking about a lot of stuff going on in the state of Maryland. Since I live in Maryland, a lot of stupid shit's going on. And then there was one thing that the state house in Maryland introduced. It hasn't passed yet. At least I don't think it passed yet. Where basically it was a bill that is pretty much proposed as an apology to the families of descendants of people who were accused of witchcraft 300 years ago. Oh, let me pull that up for you. Oh, you're going to love this. Hey, you're going to love this, Captain Flying. You're going to love this. Let me pull that one back up. I gotta open up Discord here. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. You're in the Discord. At any point, if you want to, man, in the Discord, under the sections where all the the chat rooms are, under podcast leftovers, the articles are in tuned in live scraps. So yeah, Marylanders accused of witchcraft could be exonerated under the proposed bill, which means they'll be forgiven. So the bill proposed, the bill was proposed. The proposed bill would exonerate those accused or convicted of practicing witchcraft and would serve as an apology. 300 years ago! It was the most retarded thing I ever heard. Yes! Yes! Maryland is the new New York and California. Like, not only are taxes higher here, and people are frustrated, and we don't want Westmore anymore, but I was talking about how my tax dollars are not going to what they're supposed to go to. They're going into the pockets of the governor, the crooked Democratic governor that we have. My tax dollars are paying for fucking bills as an apology to people who were practicing witchcraft 300 fucking years ago. Do I fucking care if Mary Lou Sternitz or Bobby Lee Bush or whoever the fuck it is was fucking going give me the power, I beg of you. Do I give a shit what these motherfuckers did 300 years ago? I don't care if they fucking practice voodoo in the goddamn woods where my fucking house stands now. I don't give a shit. Why does my fucking money gotta go to a bill that says, oh, we are sorry, the defendants of Mr. Bobbitt, we're sorry. Oh, we shouldn't have condemned your great-great-great-grandmother of casting the spell on the fucking donkey in the yard. We are sorry. Why does my money go to this shit? If I wanted to waste my money on shit, I could take a $20 bill, flush it down the fucking toilet right now. If I had to take another goddamn colon cleanse, I'd wipe my ass with a $20 bill. There, my money went to something fucking useful. Toilet paper. There we fucking go. I would rather use a $100 bill to wipe my ass. If I didn't have toilet paper, I would gladly take a $100 bill, wipe my ass with it, and flush it. It's got better use right there than to go into the fucking hands of Democrats who fucking propose bills. Oh, it's going to serve as an apology to those who were convicted of practicing witchcraft. Jesus fucking Christ, man. The fucking state of Maryland. Fucking Maryland, man. I know California, like every Democrat in California is fucking brain dead, but I think Maryland's got them beat right now. Jesus Christ. Well, let me tell you something. At least we got one good thing going for us. Rosie O'Donnell left the country. Rosie O'Fucking-Donald left the fucking country. That's right. She left for Ireland. What was it? Was it Ireland, I think? I think it was. Her old sappy ass left for fucking Ireland. Yeah. Oh, I gotta see that fucking I gotta see that video. I think there's a video of it. I really do. I think there is. I think she did do a fucking video of it. Rosie O'Donnell. God. Yeah, the law passed in California. Somebody robs you inside your home now, you have to run away. You have to run away. Fuck that. I'm gonna fucking stab or shoot a motherfucker. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stab or shoot a motherfucker. Fuck them. Jesus fucking Christ. California, it pisses me off too, man. Fucking California. What's the one lovable place for people who want to visit? You know, like fucking Universal or Disneyland or anything out there. It's all fucking worthless now. I don't even want to fucking visit California if I had the chance to. You know, Gavin Newsom, I swear, they need to bring back public hangings for every fucking Democrat out there. I swear, they need to bring back public fucking hangings. And I want them to fucking stand there before the deed is done for the crowd of people that hate the fuck out of them to throw the hardest fucking objects that they can bring with them, and each one bring one hard object with them and throw them at his goddamn body before he is fucking hung, you know? God damn. Don't do anything if they rob you. You just run away like a little bitch. No. If I got a fucking handgun handy, I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking shoot him. I'm gonna kill a motherfucker. And I ain't gonna do this, no, I'm not gonna do this, oh, I unalived him. Unalive is not a fucking word. It's a word made up by fucking idiot, democratic, liberal, libtard, TikTok motherfuckers. The word is kill. Kill or murder. Both words in the English-speaking language dictionary. Never to be removed. So if anybody who out there streams on fucking TikTok that does the unalive shit, kiss my ass. It's murder or kill. Alright, when you use a word like unalive, you prove how low your fucking IQ is. Jesus Christ, yeah. New scum. But I want to play this video. I want to play this heartfelt sobby video. For God forbid, from Rosie O'Donnell. Oh God.
And it's beautiful and warm, not physically, it's actually quite cold. Moved here on January 15th.
I can't believe you were in the fucking Flintstones, bitch.
It's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. The people are so loving and so kind, so welcoming.
Oh!
And I'm very grateful. I'm in the process of getting my Irish citizenship.
Irish. You ain't no fucking Irish, bitch. Tired of all these made-up words. Most of the words are made up for you, too, when you can't say, like, 50... Oh! That's when somebody like me doesn't give a fuck. I've said so many words on this channel and on this show. I've said kill and murder how many times and shit. And this show has never been banned. It's never been taken down and all. Unless, of course, they try to find something that's misinformation, like when I used to report about C-19 and shit. But other than that, ain't nobody... Nah, they don't take me fucking down. Not even on fucking Twitch, man. It's amazing, like, how many people... Yeah, stay there, you fucking land whale. Yeah. She needs to stay there. But yeah, like, here I am. Okay, I am live right now on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. And this stream, it'll stay up on all 4 platforms. It will. Oh, if your channel was at the top right now, it probably would. If I was like Keemstar status or something like that, it probably would be. I'm a big money maker, but I would give a black out of YouTube. Oh, they can't have that. I'm one of the lower level ends right there, you know? So yeah, that's more likely why I don't get touched. It's like I'm one of the low level ends ones, you know? But I just can't believe, like, people make up words and they censor fucking words. It's like, what the fuck ever happened to people? Whatever happened to using simple, ordinary words that we used over the last 200-300 fucking years? I thought we had freedom of speech and freedom of expression, First Amendment rights. But you got platforms like fucking TikTok that ban you as soon as you fucking say something. As soon as you say the word kill. Oh, your stream's down. I want to play something for you. All the celebs are moving. Obviously, yeah, they do. The Epstein Files. It's coming out. Well, it's already out. I don't know what the fuck the people that have the list are doing with it. They need to release that shit in the public. I want to play you all a video. Alright, this is a video that I posted on TikTok. I do have a new TikTok account. I'm just posting like gameplay shit on there. But there's one video I posted the other day. And you gotta hear it. The people I call Zoomers and Millennials, yep, they act like Zoom. Yep, they do. So listen to this video. Hold on. This thing fucking. Hold on.
You guys know when it's that time of year, McDonald's has their Shamrock Shakes and you go to get one, and they give you a cup of Hulk cum. Well, at least it reminds me to brush my teeth. Tastes like minty Colgate.
So I did a video. I did a video on the Shamrock Shake from McDonald's. I love it. I love it. I love mint. Shamrock Shake, fucking banging. If you guys love milkshakes, if you love minty milkshakes, get the fucking Shamrock Shake, man. But I got a Shamrock Shake that night, and they added too much syrup to it. And that's when I did that video. I posted that video on YouTube, of course. It's still there. Nothing happened to it. I posted on TikTok. An hour later, they mute the audio on it. They muted the audio. They said that, what the fuck does retards say? The notification should still be up there. It should still be up there. System notifications. Yeah, sound removed. The sound was used in the video posted has been removed for violating our community guidelines. So what did I do? I appealed it. The very next day, they restored the audio. You can't say shit on TikTok still. Even though the Democrats had in place to ban TikTok and other apps from the company ByteDance, and Trump reinstated it, of course. But I was like, who the fuck cares? TikTok censors you anyway. Everybody's complaining about the government censoring you by taking away your freedom to use TikTok. Yeah, I don't care about it. I use it for like gameplay clips and shit now. I'm not even going to worry about posting my thoughts and opinions on there anymore. I'm just going to post, just gameplay clips, something to post, It is what it is with that one. But yeah, it is worthless, Hoyt. It is. Like, I don't even know why I made another one up. The original one I had, I fucking closed that out. That's when they shut TikTok down and people were fucking going ape shit. They didn't think TikTok was going to get shut down. Everybody was going fucking ape shit. Everyone's like, oh my God, they took TikTok down. What am I going to do? Oh my God, that was my only income source. Oh, I'm not going to bring my money in anymore. Now I got to go get an actual job. Now I got to stand on my feet for 8 hours a day. Now I got to fucking talk to people. What am I going to do? Jesus. And that was literally all the fucking idiots that make money on TikTok doing what? These are the motherfuckers that are like, oh, if you want my opinion on this, hit that subscribe. Send me an emoji. Send a galaxy. Send a galaxy and I'll continue. Send a galaxy. Please send a galaxy. Please, I beg you, send me something. Send me something. Fucking e-beggars. Worthless e-beggars on TikTok. Because they know they can make money off there, right? So then, it gets taken down. These e-beggars, oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, let's see. Get a job? Unemployment is up, right? All these people are getting fired. All these crooked people are getting fired. So there's job openings. Maybe get a job. Oh my God. I don't know if I can do that. You mean I gotta fucking leave my house? I gotta get in my car or my bicycle? I gotta get on the bus? Yeah, get a job. Don't be gay. It's like, oh my God. I'm done. I'm not gonna make it. You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming to join you, honey. With an application attached to my side. A fucking job application. They want me to fucking... Oh my God! And then TikTok gets reinstated. Oh, thank God, thank God. now I can make money again. Oh, thank fucking God. Yeah, but guess what? It's only for 90 days. It was supposed to be for only 90 days until somebody buys out TikTok. So after the 90 days end, what's going to happen? Either it's going to stay up or it's going to go down. The whole deal was, okay, Trump got TikTok back, but somebody's got to take it over. It cannot be Chinese, right? It cannot be a Chinese company. Somebody's got to buy TikTok. Who's going to buy TikTok? There were so many rumors of Elon Musk doing it. There was rumors of Mr. Beast doing it. You work for a smoke shop? Okay, there you go. But it's like there's so many billionaires out there that could have put their money in there, you know? There's so many fucking rumors. I mean, the only app that I truly was grateful that they brought back was CapCut. And I know a lot of people use CapCut to make their videos for TikTok, but I use it for other things too. The last 3 videos that I posted on YouTube, I edited them. I edited them using CapCut, and they turned out perfect. I use my phone to film a lot of footage, so if I'm not at home using my computer, using my software on my computer to edit them, CapCut is a good source. I use it freely. I don't pay for the premium shit. There's no watermarks. I use CapCut to put my videos together. Even if I'm at work and I have a lot of downtime at work, that's what I do. I put videos together. And I save them on my phone, and then days when I upload them, I upload them. Yeah, you know the media would go ape shit if Musk bought it. Oh, definitely. You know, it's funny. Those 4 years under Biden, when Biden was talking about we need energy efficiency, you know, we're going to have electric cars all by 2030 and shit like that. You remember how people were fucking like, oh, yeah, Elon Musk, he's a billionaire genius. You know, he's making some really great... But, you know, some of them are like, okay, what's that big fucking monstrosity, that fucking Cybertruck? You know, that thing's a big piece of shit, but, you know, it is what it is. Everybody was praising Elon Musk. Yeah, these hours I'll be just sitting around using old streams. Oh, nice, man. There you go. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, there's a couple smoke shops right up the road from me. Actually, right up the road from me, about a mile. It used to be a Napa Auto Parts. For so many years that I've known, I've lived here in this area since 1997. It's been a Napa Auto Parts. And just 2-3 months ago, I paid a visit there with a buddy of mine. I'm like, when the hell they turn Napa Auto Parts into a fucking smoke shop? And it's very bright. At night, it lights up like, God, it's like a fucking stadium. The signs and all the bright lights in the windows, like, Jesus Christ. Like, it'll burn your goddamn retinas out, you know? But yeah, there's a smoke shop right up the road, so I'm like, yeah, I can imagine, like, they don't do a whole lot of business, but they do business, you know? Yeah, Elon really turned on them well to serve, yeah. That is something with Elon, you know? Like, everybody praised Elon under Biden. But when Elon came out and said that he was all for Trump, he didn't like what Biden was doing and shit. Oh, everybody hates fucking Trump. Everybody hates Musk. Everybody hates Musk. He did the fucking Nazi salute, which wasn't even a fucking salute or even remotely with it, you know? And now, people were saying that he was born in South Africa. I don't know what his background is. I thought he was American born, to be honest. Elon Musk. Was he born in South Africa? Yep, he has a citizenship in South Africa, Canada, and United States. Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of room, but my lunchroom is now a tattoo parlor next door. Oh, damn. That sucks when they turn the fucking lunchroom into something else. I mean, I guess it's good on their end, but it's like, shit, you need somewhere to eat lunch. Damn. But okay, so Musk was born in South Africa. I didn't know that. I thought he was completely American born. So I didn't know he was from South Africa. Then again, you know, I've grew up over the years watching movies and shit like that, and people saying how people who live in South Africa are all fucking racist and shit, and they're all white. I mean, I don't know how fucking true that is, but it's like, man, it's like stereotype, that kind of shit, you know? Yeah, even in 2022 when he bought Twitter, they got triggered. Yeah, because Elon Musk was all about freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and he sure the fuck is. Well, that is until my one tweet got fucking flagged, and now I can't fucking post on Twitter for the next 3 days. Apparently, he is a Canadian citizen too. Yeah, I did see that. He has citizenship in South Africa, where he was born. He has citizenship in Canada. And then as of 2002, it was the United States. So, yeah, they're trying to take his passport away. Oh, Canada. They got that new prime minister up there who's worse than Trudeau. And he's like, we're establishing these tariffs on the United States. Oh, we're not going to sell your imported alcohol up here anymore either. We're going to do this. We're going to do... Okay. We don't give a shit. We got our own alcohol down here. We make our own fucking shit. We don't need anything from you all. And you know what? When they do their shit in Canada, they're hurting their own people. How many citizens do you know from Canada that will sit there and say they rather, and they have said it. I've seen it. I've seen people say it on Twitter and other places. They've said they live in Canada. They said they would rather them be the 51st state to the United States than to be under the fucking leadership of these stupid motherfuckers up here. Like, you know, these prime ministers of Canada, they think they're doing their people a justice. It's like, when Democrats try to rule, things fall. And this is the year of things falling. Like, you know, Trump's in office. People are standing right back up and voicing themselves the way they're supposed to voice themselves. And all these liberals, they're backed into a corner. They're all scared. They're all shivering. They're trying to fight back, but it's not working out. He didn't realize Canada had a new prime minister. He's wild trade. Yeah. Yeah, they sworn him in, I want to say Monday or Tuesday they sworn him in. And already he's a gross piece of shit. He already is. Like, that motherfucker is like, he's just like, oh, we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. Let's see, Canada. If I can spell Canada, Prime Minister. I want to find that video. Apparently there's a video. I don't have any family from Canada personally. Yeah, neither do I. I don't know anybody really. Oh. Well, we do. Dustin lives up in Canada. I mean, I know he's told me a few times about how Canada can be. I know he has. Like, there's just so much about fucking Canada. It's just like it's not even fucking funny, man. And I just passed this fucking GIF, man. The premiers are whatever the fuck that word is, are running Canada. I guess she means the prime ministers that are running Canada. We do not have a sitting federal government, and when they do finally decide to do their job, our prime minister has to sit in a gallery. And it's a gift of a fucking dumpster fire floating down a river. Oklahoma's just getting hit with fires and hard winds. That's another thing, too. There's been a lot of shit going on lately that is real sketchy. We got all these small planes that are crashing for no reason, falling from the skies. And then you got all these wildfires that are breaking out. Wildfires in California. There were some wildfires down in South Carolina last week or a week before. There was a couple brush fires up here in Maryland. I forgot what county they were in, but there was a couple brush fires here. And now you say Oklahoma just got hit with fires and hard winds. Something's going on. And I think the Democrats are behind it. I think there's definitely somebody behind this shit. Like, who the fuck is starting fires? People are fucking starting fires on purpose. The wind gets up to 70 miles per hour. Yeah, I believe it. I do believe that. Long Island, for fuck's... Yep, that too. There are some motherfuckers out there that are starting fucking fires on purpose. And then you know what? Satan's starting fires. That's it too. Yeah, Satan. And then you know what? There's also been talks of how Newsom, along with somebody else, I forgot who it was, they were talking about rebuilding what you call it down there in LA after they burned. Building another one of those new super cities or whatever. So, something they were talking about doing with Hawaii when Hawaii burned, you know? But everybody knows what happened in Hawaii. There's video footage, you know, people talking about these lasers being shot down from the sky, setting, you know, that town in Hawaii on fire. And they were like, how come the homes with the blue roofs didn't burn? Remember all that? Everybody was talking about that, how there's a lot of homes that survived that fire that didn't go up in flames, that wasn't torched, and they all had blue roofings. Anything that was blue, it was reflective. You couldn't burn it. There is some crooked shit going on right now. There really is. And while they're all battling Musk and they're battling Trump, you know you got fucking scientists out there that are doing some really crooked shit. And one of the biggest ones they got out there right now is the big tech giant Bill Gates. Bill Gates is all for vaccines and all, you know. Bill Gates, that motherfucker, as smart as that sumbitch is, I wouldn't be surprised if he is behind that shit. Yeah, Oklahoma's actually been nice and not too cold. The last week is up in the 70s. I'm loving the extra hour of light now. I'm still getting adjusted to it. Like, yeah, I know every year I have to get adjusted to it, but like right now for the last few nights, since the time change, I keep looking at the clock, and I know it's still daylight, and I'm like, God damn, 6 o'clock? Holy shit. I'm like, usually at 6 o'clock, it's fucking dark, you know? The time change doesn't really fucking get me as much anymore, because I don't work on Saturday nights anymore. I can sleep, and I get enough sleep anyway. But then I'm like, it's during the day that gets you. When you're expecting that extra hour of darkness to, you know, approach around 6 o'clock, you know. Yeah, Bill Gates is an evil monster. He said he wants to kill off the population. Yeah, he does. He was one who was talking about the vaccines and implementing people with microchips and shit like that. I don't trust that motherfucker. Yeah, that dude's a creepy old fuck. He should have stuck to making Xboxes. I will say, you know, he was a genius for computer programming and console gaming. He was a financial genius when they came up with the idea for Microsoft Windows. Like, I've used just about almost every Windows-based program. Like right now, I'm not streaming from Macintosh. I'm streaming from Windows 11, you know? And of course, you know, he's stepped down from that and somebody's taken over and all, but because of him, you know, we use the software every year. Because of him, we're playing Xboxes. I've owned an original Xbox. I had 3 Xbox 360s. I had I had the Xbox One, and then I had the Xbox One S, and now I got the Xbox Series X. All this from the mind of the guy that's trying to kill off the population of the Earth. Isn't that fucking sad? The guy that created the operating systems for the PCs that we use. The guy behind the video game console that has been around for the last 24, 25 years. The same guy that wants everybody to die. Damn. Yeah, now he's doing some shady shit we'll truly never understand. Yep, exactly. Oh, don't worry. Hopefully soon when they get that fucking shit out with the Epstein list. I'm pretty sure his name is on there. I would love to see him go to jail. I would love to see that motherfucker sit behind bars. Like, hey, why don't you sit in there and carve yourself some windows? Did I hear about the new Xboxes coming out will now have Steam access? I was reading something about that. I was actually reading something about that, and I did see something where they said there's like gonna be 1,000 games accessible when a thing launches or some shit like that. I do remember I did see something along those lines of that. I gotta read up more on that. Let me see the new Xboxes that are coming. I think there's like Xbox portables, because they were talking about a portable device for Xbox. They said a new console won't be out till like 2027, but they said there most likely will be a handheld that comes out later this year. Which is odd. Which is odd because the what the hell is it called? Is it Steam Deck? I think it's Steam Deck, that handheld that came out a couple years ago. And yeah, yeah, I know. The Steam Deck, or whatever the hell it was called, came out 2-3 years ago. The thing that's like $400 or $500, the handheld that you play Steam games from. Apparently, you can play Xbox games on that too. So it's like, I don't understand why Microsoft can't put more funding into the Steam Deck and say, hey, since you do Steam, what's your hardware like? Can it run Xbox-based games? Maybe put some Game Pass stuff in there too? Just like everybody, there was a rumor going around where they've said that they were going to talk about implementing Steam to the Xbox console right now, where you can access Steam games through Xbox. Yeah, Steam can play any game from any console. Yeah, I had a coworker who had one. He was telling me all about it. And unfortunately, I ain't got the funds to buy one of those and all. Yeah, it would have been nice, That definitely would have been nice, because he was showing me how everything works. Like, you can detach the little controllers from it and shit like that. You can use one as a mouse and all. And it's like, damn, they really come a long way with handhelds. They really have. Like even like Nintendo with the Wii U and then the Switch, like it was very innovative. And then they work off the ideas based on that, and it's like, well, we perfected it. Here you go. We got a console that runs Steam, that runs Xbox. Yeah, Steam Deck is way too big. That was my thing too. It was bulky. It is definitely bulky. It's basically a mini supercomputer. That's all it is. It's a mini supercomputer. It's definitely not compact in a sense. Like with a Switch. Yeah, a Switch is thin and all. You can't really put it in your pocket. You don't want to break the motherfucker and all. But it is compact. It's not too bulky. It's like you don't have it like bulging out of your hands and shit. I mean, I would still probably get one, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, like you said, I think I said the same thing too. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit bulky for me. I probably wouldn't see myself, actually owning one of those, but who knows? I mean, I've had my share of handhelds back in the day. I've had the fucking original Game Boy, and I love the Game Boy. Don't get me wrong, but let me tell you something. Something with we grew up with no backlights. No backlighting on handheld consoles. You had to sit there in the fucking glow of a lamp to play your games. You had to sit there in the fucking glow of a lamp. Bring back Tom. What's going on, man? So yeah, this Pi Day. Bring back Tom. Hire him back and say, hey, we need to make some continents and stuff. I need to borrow your 30 cameras and shit. The 5 tripods and yeah, the new equipment manager. Yeah, that's right. I need a team, man. I need a team to film one fucking video, even if it's just me standing there. I want 5 different angles. I want all the different. I want the footage to be different qualities. I want a quality of 1080p. I want a quality of very shitty 4K. I want one that is like 320, one that's 480. You know, I want some of them that'd be like real pixelated and scratchy and shit. I want one that was like the sound is very drowned out, you know. Oh my god! Hey, I'll tell you what. If you have a show today or tomorrow, man, I still got a couple stories to share of him. Like, oh my god. Oh gee, if only my buddy Kevin were still here. I should have told Kevin, hey Kevin, Tom's trying to be me now. You know, he of course he's bald. You know, he's always been bald, but now he's growing a beard. I think he's trying to be me. He's trying to be me. He's trying to be, you know, just like the arrows. Like, maybe if I just grow a beard, you know, just have that physical appearance that Mike has. Maybe that's what will give me the views. Maybe that'll give me something, you know. But yeah, I do see your comment there, Captain. You had you had a light for your Game Boy. Yeah, I had one too. I had a couple of them actually. They were enhancers. One of them, oh my god. So I gotta find these attachments. I can find them on eBay. Because I know what the hell they are. Game Boy accessories. Game Boy accessories. I gotta find the first one that I had. It's gotta be. I'm just looking at fucking eBay right now. Yeah, Nintendo. Nintendo only has 3 big games coming out this year: Pokemon ZA, Metroid 4. Yeah, I did see that. I'm interested in the new Pokemon though. I want to see what that's all about, and Metroid as well. Yeah, not gonna work, Tom. You fucked yourself. Yeah, he did. He did, Hoyt. Tom really did fuck himself. You know, when him and his buddy Tim, you know, when they said what they said, instead of coming to me and be like, hey, because I've always acknowledged it was his show. It was his podcast. I was a co-host on it. But it's like, my biggest thing was they were blaming me. They were basically blaming me for turning the show into something that they didn't want to do. And instead of, you know, confronting me about it and asking me about it, it was like, yeah, we're just gonna have a meeting and we're gonna do this and that, and they didn't expect me to watch the stream after all that was said. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna drop out from the show. I'm just gonna drop out. Okay, so I'm not seeing it here, Captain Planet, but I can try my best to describe it. You probably had the same thing I did. So it was this big boxy looking thing that sat over top of your screen. And it was 2 speakers. The speakers folded out, and it had a magnifying box for the screen, to, you know, the little magnifier. And it also had a couple lights on the inside. And it had this attachment that plugged into the audio port on the bottom. And then you had this extra piece that plugged in to the back inside the battery port. Yeah, the speakers and the magnifier. I had that. And it had that little plastic attachment. Can't forget the little plastic attachment that attaches below the magnifier for your A and B button and your D-pad. Yeah, it was a chargeable battery pack. Yeah, it was. I had that. And then I had the biggest monstrosity of all. I forgot. I think it was called the Superboy. It was this big arcade-looking motherfucker where the top piece, the front piece pops off. And you sit your Game Boy inside of it. You plug a wire into your DC output, and you plug a wire into your audio output, and you sit it in there. And then you put this cover over top of it, and it had these 2 speakers on the side. They look like fucking sideways titties. They look like titties that just sit on the side. And it was big and bulky, and it made it look like it was an arcade experience. And it had the magnifier that comes up and over the screen with the lights. And then on the bottom of it, if you turn the thing over, you had the slot for the batteries. It took like it took 6 C batteries. And then it had a little slot where you could store 2 other Game Boy games inside of it. I had that monstrosity. Oh my god, can I find that? I got to put that on Discord. Let's see, Game Boy, Superboy. I think that's what it was called. I really do. Let's see, the Game Boy, Superboy, accessories. Because I had that. Like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if I can find it, I know AVGN did a. Oh, here we go. So I'm gonna put this in Discord. If I can find Discord, I thought I had Discord popped up. Yes, I did. Must have cleared it out. So I'm gonna put it in the. I'll put it in the main Hangout section. Now, the one thing on the left of the picture I didn't have the Game Genie or any of that, but the thing on the right the guy's holding, that's what I had. That's the fucking thing I had. It had speakers on the side. Oh god, what the fuck is that thing called? Can I zoom in on it? I can't. That shit. He just watched the movie about the guy who made Tetris, said the Game Boy can't have color because it would take. Yeah, that was true. Yeah, you got to think the technology was still very early, so they didn't, it would take a lot of batteries or a lot of power to power that. That's why, the Sega Game Gear, when the Game Gear came out, that took 6 AA batteries, and it still drained them just as fast. It was in color. The thing was trying to be like 16-bit, because I never had one, but I heard they were a beast, and people were like, "Do you have a Game Boy? Or you have a Game Gear?" It was like, which one were you? Were you Team Game Gear or Team Game Boy? Oh, I found the name of it. The name of it was the fucking booster, the Game Boy Booster. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what that thing is called, the booster. That's that fucking monstrosity. Yeah, I had that motherfucker. But yeah, everybody was getting into the whole handheld console thing. Yeah, your friend had a Game Gear, loved it. Yeah. Actually, a few years ago, I want to say about 10 years ago, we had a store in our local mall. Well, the mall's being stripped now. That store shut down a few years ago. It was called Power Gamer. I had a chance. If I had $60, I could have bought the Game Gear, a case for it, the charger, and I think a couple games all for $60. I wish I had $60 again. I wish I would have invested in that, because I would have kept that. I definitely would. But yeah, there were so many handhelds that have come out around that time period. You had the Game Boy, you had the Game Gear, Atari had the Lynx and the Lynx 2. But also, that's what I'm talking about. I found it. It's going to Discord. That way you could check it out whenever you can, man. I found a picture of the other thing I had for Game Boy. I'm sorry. The Handy Boy. That's what it was called. It was called the Handy Boy. That's what it was called. Yeah, you had that magnifying glass that popped up. You had the light switch. You had the speakers on the sides. The Handy Boy. That's what I had. The Handy Boy, and I had the Superboy, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, the Handy Boy. The booster. That's what it's called. I had the Handy Boy, and I had the booster. God damn, I'm sitting here looking at the pictures, and I finally see the motherfucker. I was like, God damn. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, when it came to handhelds, it all started out with the Game & Watch. I've never owned a Game & Watch. And they came out in the 80s. They started out in the 80s for Nintendo. And I've heard about them in my later years, but I'm like, yeah, I'll hold off on them for a little bit. But I know one thing I did have and AVGN covered it. James Rolfe covered it in a video for Tiger Electronic Games. Those Tiger handheld games in the 90s. I had like 4 of them motherfuckers. And yes, they were shitty, but yeah, it's like at the time, with, for its time, I actually did enjoy a couple of them. I really did. And there was a couple that I want to get my hands on. And it was called Ninja Fighter. And I was just so nostalgic about that. I gotta find it. I know I can find it on eBay for cheapest one I gotta get. I had Ninja Fighter, Jurassic Park. I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one that actually had voices when turtles speak. I had that. I had a Power Ranger one. The Power Ranger one, I forgot what it was called. It was in the shape of a Game Boy. It was like an imitation yellow Game Boy. It had the D controller, the D-pad, and 2 buttons. And the thing came with 3 set cartridges just for that. It was 3 separate games, Power Ranger related, and you would pop them in and you would play them. It was like having a Game Boy, but it wasn't really a Game Boy. That's the other one I had. The only game console you ever had was the Wii, PS3, and PS4. I've had certain ones, but I was introduced to certain other ones through my uncle, because my uncle, when growing up, he got a lot of shit when he was a kid. My grandfather, he got my uncle a lot of stuff. Like, he had the NES, SNES, Sega Genesis. He had the Game Boy. He had the N64, the PlayStation. Then he had the Dreamcast when the Dreamcast came out. He had the PS2, the GameCube, the Xbox. I didn't know about any of the other game consoles in between until much, much later. And I guess maybe, they were either just released in Japan, or maybe they were way too expensive over here in America, like Neo Geo and shit. Oh, you got a lot of consoles as a kid. The only one I had was a fucking NES, man. I had an NES and a Game Boy. And I had a computer, too. But I didn't start getting more consoles until like 97, 98. Is when I got a PS1 for Christmas, 98. And then Christmas of 99, I got an N64. And then I want to say 2001 Christmas, I got a PS2. And then when I graduated high school in 04, and my family and I, my family had a graduating party for me, one weekend, and I've probably accumulated $600. Yeah, everybody was giving out money and shit, right? And I was like, you know what? I took my mom, and we went to the mall. We saw a movie, and then I stopped off at EB Games, and I got a used Xbox. And I think I paid around around $200 for it, something like that, maybe a little bit less. Because mind you, the Xbox was already out for like 2 or 3 years already. So I picked up an Xbox. I picked up a copy of Halo and Project Gotham Racing. I want to say Project Gotham Racing 2, I think it was. And then I also got it was a double disc, or 2 games on 1 disc. It was one of the Star Wars games that came out at the time. It was Star Wars, and then it came with Tetris. It was a Tetris game. I think it was Tetris Worlds. And let me tell you something. When I graduated, because usually when you graduate, high schoolers graduate a week or 2 before all the other grades get out, right? So while all my good friends who were still in school, they were like 10th, 11th grade, they live in my neighborhood, I would go meet them at the bus stop. And I would be like, who wants to come to my house for some Halo? And oh my God, we would go back to my house. And we go in my room. And we would take turns. You know, we were 3-player, 4-playering it. You know, Halo, and we were having a fucking shit ton of fun. God, those were the fucking days, man. I miss those days, having good friends over and playing something like Halo and just having a good fucking time, you know? The first console you owned wasn't a family owned, or let's see. It was a Game Boy Color N64 Advance. Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay, you just graduated 3 years ago. Oh, there you go. Okay. That's cool, man. I thought you would have graduated a little bit earlier than that. Damn. Okay, so you got to be 21 then. I mean, yeah, you're about to be 21. Damn. Shit, you be 21. Let's see. You graduated in 09. Okay. Yeah, I graduated all the way up back in 04. Yeah, so let's see. 2021. Yeah, you were born 04. Okay, so Hoyt, you might have been born the year I graduated then. Holy shit. But yeah, that was like the pinnacle right there. Yeah, I graduated. I took a little bit of time off before I actually went and worked my first official job. Like during high school, I worked for my dad. My dad had a side computer business. Even though my dad, he was an employee for NSA. He worked for NSA for about 30 years. It was about 30 years, yeah, before he retired. He was working for NSA for 30 years. And on the side, October of 03. Okay, there you go. You were born in October 03. Oh, you know what? I got a sad story to go along with that. You mentioned October 2003. I was dating this girl. I've mentioned her a couple times on the show. Actually, she was actually on an episode of Utter Random Crap with me and Tom last year. I dated her back in high school. The day I asked her out was September 10th, 2001. The day before 9/11. And October 2003. Now her birthday is October 13th. And for 2 of her birthdays, she had a little birthday party for her at this hall at this church that her family goes to. And that October of 2003, that was the month that I found out that she cheated on me with a couple guys that I knew in high school. I wasn't friends with them, but I knew of them. And I tried to make things work with her after that. I was like, oh, yeah, she cheated on me. Maybe do something to make things work. I don't know. But, yeah. Good thing is you were born, Hoyt. Bad thing is I found out my first ex cheated on me. Damn, what a coincidence, son. We have something in common. Of October 2003. Damn. The first game I think I ever played was SNES, Sega, and N64. The first game console that I played back in the day was Atari 2600. My dad had a 2600, and I think he ended up giving it to my uncle, his brother, or they just sold it. But I played games like I played Donkey Kong on there, played Asteroids. He had a decent library of games that I've played back in the day, and I loved it. You know, just me playing, I enjoyed it. And then my first game console that he got me was the NES. And the first games that I owned for it was Super Mario Brothers 2 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. But wait, she was on last year. May have missed it. Yeah, that episode is no longer up. Tom took all the URCs down. So yeah, that episode it's long gone. That was like a 4-hour episode too. Because we were talking about whatever, and I asked her if she wanted to be on an episode, and she said, yeah. Yeah, I forgot when that episode aired, but yeah, that one's long gone. I think she's still in his Discord too. I can't. But I talk to her every now and then. But yeah, my first console was the NES, and I played. My dad got it for me for my 5th birthday in 1990, and I was playing Super Mario Brothers 2. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, and then Christmas I got Snake Rattle and Roll, which is a rare game. Well, it's developer rare. The same people who did fucking Battletoads. And then the following year, one game that I received from, I think, my neighbor's niece was Super Mario Brothers packed with Duck Hunt. And I never understood Duck Hunt. I never understood the premise of Duck Hunt until later on, where I learned that, oh, I needed another accessory for the NES, the fucking light gun, which I never had. My uncle had the light gun, but I never did. But when I borrowed his light gun to play it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is how it fucking goes. Okay, I understand it now. Nice. And then I think it was Christmas of 92 or 93. And I have a couple pictures in the photo album. I think I posted them on my personal Facebook. I had a picture of me taken on Christmas morning. My aunt and uncle got me Super Mario Brothers 3. And after opening all the gifts, that was like the first thing I did was play that game. I popped it in. The NES was in the living room. I was standing there in front of the TV playing Super Mario Brothers 3. My brother was watching me and all, and then I think it was my mom or my aunt took a picture of me playing it. Maybe I should have revealed my birthday, but just then I think YouTube deleted that. I wouldn't even worry about it, man. At this point, I wouldn't even worry about it. Like, who the fuck's if somebody's going to do some drama shit, fuck them. Who cares? You were born in October '03. I wouldn't even worry about it, man. Like, hey, nobody here is going to sit there and be like, oh, he was born in October 2003. I'm like, well, hey, I was born in fucking December of '85. What the fuck y'all going to do about it, My boy, Captain Planet, he graduated in 2009. Hey, I wouldn't even worry too much about it, man. Fuck the trolls that sit there and like, oh, now I got information on him. What the fuck you want to do? Yeah, there you go. It's like, if any of those idiots were here to listen, what the fuck would they do? All they got is a fucking birthday. It's like, so what? You were born in 2003. I was born in 1985. Elvis died in the 70s on the fucking shitter, I don't even fucking look at it like that, man. I'm like, the only thing that I would tell people is like, don't tell them if you don't want to reveal your actual name, don't tell them your name. Don't put your address out there or anything like that. But it's all good, man. I wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't even worry about it. Fuck trolls, fuck the haters. They ain't nothing but a bunch of idiots. Fuck them. Well, let's see. We're 3 hours in. And I guess I can go ahead and call it quits right here. And I know I usually don't go on much longer. I had a couple episodes that were like 4 hours long, but I think, you know what? I think I went on long enough today. I covered a lot of stuff today, but there are some stuff that I will save for next week's episode of Tune In Live, some videos and stuff that I've found on Facebook that I will want to play. But, as always, I'd like to thank you guys. Let's see, the Haggy haters already knew it back in 2019 anyway. Yeah, fuck them, man. Don't even worry about them. They're all pretty much long gone. They don't even come over here anymore. They don't even bother with any of us anyway. They're doing their own thing. They're going after big YouTubers right now. They're going after fucking Mike Green and his family and all. Like, that's where they can stay. I wouldn't even worry about it, man. Don't worry, you're safe, man. If they got a problem with you, they got a problem with me. They can go fuck themselves. That's what I got to say. They got a problem with you. They got a problem with me. So that's going to be the end of today's episode of Tune In Live, guys. As always, I'd like to thank Hoyt, Cat Planet, my boy Jeff. Thank you guys for being here. If any of y'all checked in and watched it at any point, thank you very much. Hope you guys left a follow, left a subscribe, left a like, whatever. Went live on 4 different platforms today: Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. That way I don't have to worry about downloading anything and uploading it to Rumble. I'm just glad that it streams straight over there. So I'm going to try to get a gameplay stream out. Maybe sometime later today, stream something. If not, maybe sometime this weekend I'll stream a game for you guys. If not, I will have a fresh new video right up here on the channel on YouTube come Monday morning. And also on Rumble. Just remember, guys, I'm not uploading anything else on Twitch, video related, because they are now starting to limit what you upload on their servers. You know, they can't pay out their, servers right now. You know, they started limiting it. You know, can't post that stuff. It sucks, but at least you guys will still be able to see the video content on here on YouTube and on Rumble. So once again, guys, thank you all for joining me today. Thank you all for taking your time out and listening to today's show. Hit that like, subscribe button down below if you have yet to do so. If you are following us on Kick or on Twitch, hit that follow button down there. Join the team, guys. And we are also on social media on Discord, and we're on Twitter. If you do have Discord downloaded on your phone, hit that link down below and join us today for updates and much, much more. Peace out, Hoyt. Peace out, Captain America. And until next time, guys, stay tuned in.
What we do here is go back.